the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 939. Doing it live. Doing it live. So, I will say that Drunken Peasants episode 938 is the only Drunken Peasants episode that I remember none of. Like, literally none of it.
Yeah, you can't say you've been here for every Drunken Peasants episode
I was
anymore.
Here, though. I can go back and watch, and I am there. I can watch it, and I'm there. It's the total opposite this time. 100% sober.
Yeah, Ben's all here.
Oh,
right.
Straight edge, huh?
I'll have to give myself a head injury to not remember this one.
That's if you jump off the couch again.
Oh, dude. I am basically Brian Danielson. Man, the way I pulled that off, actually, road agents were calling me. I was like, what did I do?
I couldn't see
landed
everything.
pretty hard.
Yeah, it sounded bad though. Like when you slapped down to the ground, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it took me a minute to get back up. I went back and watched it. Everyone, please like the stream. We got Hellbent. We got Creamsicle. This is great. I think the last time we had Creamsicle on, they put a what is it?
Hold on. You don't want to get demonetized, Ben. Not in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, I can say what it's like a tens unit for your.
You put a contraption on your thingamajigger.
It's like a yeah, and you were like, "Ooh, okay." That's all I remember is you kept going, "Oh, okay," because it comes in waves.
It got intense. Yeah, because the way I had it set, it would go really hard for a second, and then go really low, and then go back to going really hard.
Yeah. Billy put a smaller one that I have on his nipples a few weeks ago. It was pretty great.
It was not the best.
I want to remind everyone, this is October. It's a new month. You want to get your patronage in to get all the perks because we come back. This is a rare Sunday show, and we come back on the 8th. We're doing our next show on the 8th. By the 9th, the Saturday bonus show, we need everyone's pledges in to make sure you get in the credits and all that stuff, and all the perks are starting. Also, by the 15th, that's the cutoff date for DP On Demand. If you want to get DP On Demand included in your patronage, you have to be a $25 or more patron, and that's when all the content's going to get rolled out on the 15th of each month. So as long as your $25 is in any day that month before the 15th, you'll get a code. I'll send you a code on Patreon for a free month of On Demand, and it'll just keep going like that. So
I just watched Creamsicle drink soda out of that mutt muzzle.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Yeah. Thank you. You want to see me do it again?
No, now I'm thinking what all you can get in that hole.
Save it for after the show.
Yeah, come on.
It was awkward to watch you do it, but it worked. I thought you were going to spill all over yourself.
What am I, a fucking toddler? What do I need, a sippy cup?
I need a sippy cup.
I'll have you know, in dog years, I'm 23.
I ate half a Chipotle bowl, and I got 3 squirts on my shirt. I need a bib. I just think everybody does.
Oh, man.
I don't.
I
ain't got nothing to bib on. I just float here,
Yeah.
You're just doing a float?
Yeah.
You need a turtleneck.
Got to me.
You need a green turtleneck.
I got a scarf. Hold on.
Okay.
A piece of the green screen I used for the other thing ripped off. I got magic shit. Check this out. It's a magic show now. Where'd Hellbent go? Oh fuck.
Oh no.
Help me, I'm being sucked into the Doctor
What
Strange dimension.
sorcery is this?
Fuck. Now just wrap this thing around here. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. And you're good.
Just like John McAfee.
My friend next door, by the way, not the other one. That's a different one. Before anybody gets angry at me.
What you got to do is get the whole green blanket and cut a little hole out in it and slide your wiener through it. So you just got a floating dong. That'd be pretty. funny.
You know, if you're gonna try to make money on Pornhub amateurs, that might be a good way to go. But I got a feeling there's stiff competition, Billy.
Oh, by the way,
unfortunately, no. The competition is quite flaccid since the recent crackdown. Excuse me.
Another piece of content that nobody else knows about right now that I just set up is because you refuse to do it, which is fine. I understand. I've lined up a special movie review of Egghead's dad's movies, and I'm gonna review one of them this month with Jeff Holiday and Adam from Your Movie Sucks. We're gonna do
that'll be fun.
A review.
Oh my God, Adam's gonna see Speedy.
Yeah, little Speedy. Yeah, I'll probably pick one of the early ones. I don't think Adam's going to be able to watch all of them. So I don't know if I want to do them chronologically. I'll probably skip the first few because they're even worse than the other ones.
I don't know if Adam's going to be able to watch all of one of them.
Oh my God. He watches worse movies all the time.
But this is
different. You're just traumatized, so you view it differently.
I've seen that Your Movie Sucks guy. Usually doesn't he compare like money spent on the movie as well? You know what I mean?
He likes really crappy movies too. I showed him the trailer and he was intrigued, so we'll see. But you gotta join DP on Demand. You can either sign up for $10 a month or you become a $25 patron and get that included with your patronage. So you want to sign up. You guys want to sign up.
Bonus for your bucks.
One way or another. Now we're going to end the shameless self-promotion and we'll move on to DP Action News because there's a lot of interesting news.
He called me, sir. It got me so fuming angry.
So fuming angry.
It got me so fuming angry.
They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
So this is barely news. I guess this is like celebrity gossip news. Well, it's not gossip, it's video. And it's really short. I guess Nicolas Cage was blackout drunk. Actually, no, this isn't Nicolas Cage.
Man.
This is footage of me after the last DP show. No, it's Nicolas Cage getting kicked out of a Las Vegas restaurant or bar or something like that.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage probably remembers as much as this as you do of the last episode.
Right. And they don't recognize him and they think he's some homeless guy, and he does have kind of like an unkempt beard going on at this point. But he is dressed. Well, he's shoeless too. All right, let's watch it.
Yeah.
So
oh my God, he's really got all 10 of them little piggies out.
Yeah.
Just like out on the market.
Yeah.
You know what, here's one thing. I'll give one angle to this, right? He's clearly harmless. Look at him. That is a harmless person right there. However, I cannot smell him through the video.
He probably
So we
smells
have
like
no way
booze.
of knowing if he.
Yeah.
He can smell. He can smell like fresh lavender, or he can smell like burning dog turds.
There's
Who
no
knows?
way. There's no way he could smell that bad. Okay.
I don't know if those are leopard print pants. I can't really tell. Then yeah.
I think
he
There's-
probably reeks to high hell.
There's a good week of being homeless where the real stink kicks in, where your body starts to grow mushrooms and cheese in its crevices.
But those are delicious.
So it gets some fungus among us.
Yeah, he's not homeless.
That's
He's
keto, by the way. Cheese and fungus.
It's true. He's a rich celebrity. There's no way he stinks that
at least
bad.
He doesn't. At least he doesn't yell about it. You know what I mean? Play the video. You know what I mean? It's.
Kate's hair is a little bit. Not a bit too much to drink.
And he's hard to. The audio's really bad in this. Like the guy who's holding the camera is either talking or someone next to him's talking, and they're kind of drowning it out. But I turned it up really loud, and he is slurring the fuck out of like every word he's saying too.
And I want to remind everybody, this is in Las Vegas.
where drunk people are everywhere.
Yeah, the only thing you can do to get in trouble in Las Vegas is piss off a Goomba.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen anyone get arrested for public intoxication. I've seen people literally crawling on the ground throwing up and nothing happens.
Let me throw a theory up. Before you play the rest of the video. Is it possible maybe he said something to somebody he shouldn't have at that establishment that got up the chain?
Why would you insinuate that?
Oh, I don't know. Play the video.
That's
Maybe
a brash assumption.
Okay.
By the way, give me a
He's like, by the way, I want my shoes. I want my fucking shoes.
Okay. It probably wasn't the shoes comment. Something obviously happened earlier.
He just wants his
What are
shoes.
his shoes?
He's fearing leaving Las Vegas.
He's about to get kicked out of Larry's in Las Vegas.
He's about to be fearing loafers. Lowry's, yeah.
Lowry's?
The steakhouse.
Oh, okay. That's where he is?
The Lowry's.
Is it Lowry's or Larry's?
I always say Lowry's because there's a W in it.
Okay.
Lawry, but
I've
it could
never
be
been
Larry's.
to it. So, wait, did he show up shoeless? Or are these the shoes he showed up with?
Those might be the shoes he showed up in because those are easy to kick off.
Sandals. Yeah.
Yeah. Some places won't allow flip-flops or sandals. Usually kind of like the higher...
You get your toes stepped on and break a toe knuckle, and then all of a sudden you're crying and hear about it like a year from now. Yeah.
Nicolas Cage deserves his time off.
Open-toed shoes. You guys want to hear a wild-ass story? Speaking of toes...
Oh my God. You get one chance. You better make it worthwhile.
Okay, so I remember I was in my American civics class, right? And there was 3 people sitting next to me. One was a young lady, 2 guys who were my buddies, and I'm just barely paying attention to what they're talking about because in American government, I'm not trying to talk about feet. You feel me? Save that for home. And all I remember hearing is this guy saying, some people with dirty ass feet just walking around with sandals. It's so nasty, but like you have really clean feet, so thank you. I'm just like, damn. Fucking pussy destroyer.
I don't think we needed to know that story. But that being said, that was your one.
And the passing stick was passed.
What did he do? Trying to get back in? Is he wearing different clothes now, though?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he had different pants on before.
No, he still has the leopard print.
Are you
you're
sure?
Just blind. Yes.
Dude.
Look, he says, give me
Maybe
my shoes.
they are,
They
yeah.
give him his shoes, and then they pick him up and walk him out front, and then he probably says something mean to that lady and walks away.
Yeah.
It's hardly thrown out. It's more like they asked him to please leave, and then he did it, and then they had a guy make sure to follow him to make sure he doesn't, like, knock anything over or fall down. You know what I mean? Last thing you need is Nicolas Cage to fall down and bash his head on one of those tables and get sued, right? If they knew it was him. So, yeah, I can understand how they'd be like, man, this could be bad news. Maybe they knew it was Nicolas Cage. It's like, get him out before he fucks himself up. This is,
it might be he got some dirty ass feet. They don't want him tracking all over the hotel.
I swear one of those guys in that phone said he smelled.
I mean, maybe this is
he probably did.
He doesn't smell. He's a celebrity. Like, what? 2 or 3 days of being dirty for Nick Cage is nothing. Okay, he's going to have...
Probably nothing in L.A., no, but like in most other places of the civilized world, yes.
Not in
Bathing
Vegas.
at least once a day is a good thing.
At this point...
Vegas is like an extension...
I'm sorry, Vegas. I said L.A. My bad.
Yeah, well, Vegas is like an extension of L.A. Like, a lot of people from L.A. go to Vegas to like, hang out over there.
I guess, it tracks, but,
It's
I
pretty
should be more
close.
respectful.
It's LA's playground.
Yeah, basically.
And this guy, 3 days of a movie star like Nick Cage being drunk and dirty, it just makes him seasoned. And that's why he's at the frickin' Lowry's Steakhouse. Because they're famous for their seasoning. You can buy it at Walmart.
He just had a good time somewhere. He's just going to immediately go to another place and continue his good time. This is the coolest thing about this video is that we get to see Nick Cage be a regular guy, like all of us. I love that. He's like, oh, I'm drunk. Well, I'm leaving then. And give me my fucking shoes and fuck you.
Hey, people in the pleb chat, chill. We'll get to Alex Jones. Don't tell us what to do, baby.
We got to get there now.
Go do it now. Oh, dude, I always do what people in the chat yell at me to do. Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, I'll be right on it.
At least say it in the fan chat.
Do it, stream slave.
Whenever a pleb chat tells us to do something, it just puts it off even further.
Right.
We don't bend or break for the pleb.
Here's a video. Here's a video of Trump's prediction for 2024. He's making a prediction.
2024?
When you consider what it's going to take for you to decide if you're going to run for president, this would be one of the issues. Curious, though.
This would be one who just the gross incompetency.
One of many issues, I would imagine. But you'd have to win the nomination again.
The
I
economy.
mean,
he's just talking over this dude. Like, I don't care.
I'm curious. How would you?
I mean, I'll give you a couple of others.
Well,
the economy, inflation.
How would you feed? How would you?
Excuse me, Mr. President. Shut the fuck up and let me talk.
But if you faced a Republican like Ron DeSantis in the primaries, what would it take for you to beat him?
Well, number one, I don't think I will face him because I don't see that. If I did it, I don't see that. I think most people would drop out.
So he's saying if I decide to run, whoever else might want to run for president on the Republican side, they're just going to drop out because I'm joining. And
you know what? He's right.
He is right because they don't want to get on his bad side.
Well, yeah, he's powerful. That's the power.
I mean,
power does that.
It's not he's powerful because he's lost everything. He has like such a deep, ravenous fan base that like if anyone is even perceived as slightly going against him, they'll shit and piss and come.
Yeah, I also wouldn't want to get in a fight with somebody like that. If you, I mean, you know, it wouldn't be smart. Is all I'm saying. I wouldn't want to. It's not that I wouldn't. It's that you avoid it. You know, for your own good, usually.
Yeah, I mean, what if Texas's governor decides to stand up to the challenge?
Oh man, they wouldn't. They fold like a deck of cards, man. They'll suck those balls just for the taste.
Also, he can't stand up, right?
Oh yeah, I guess not. Yeah, that dude, sorry, I forgot.
And if I faced him, I beat him.
It's
like
okay.
I
He's
would
a Nick Fuentes fan.
Beat everyone else, frankly. And you take a look at what's going on in the polls, where I have way over 90%, and in some cases 98% approval rating in the Republican Party because I did a great job.
I like how he says in some places 97%, some places even 100%.
In the Smurf Village, I'm 100% loved.
This president, despite all of the hoaxes, despite the Russia stuff that now has been exposed as a total fraud. Despite everything, we did a great job. Largest tax cuts in history, rebuilt the military.
See, that was the problem with the Democrats just kind of trying to play the numbers game and try to impeach him for anything they could find on him, was he can use the Russia thing now indefinitely to be like, oh, see, they're full of shit.
Because they are full of shit.
Oh, yeah.
With the Russia thing, yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So now, no matter what else he does, even with the January 6th thing where there was more of a legitimate reason to charge him, he you know, you can reference that. Look, they'll just try whatever they can. It doesn't matter if it's based in reality.
When you take a rock and throw it at somebody and miss, well, now they have a rock, right?
Right.
To be
if you
fair,
throw a bunch of rocks at somebody and miss, he's standing there and with a pile of rocks ready to just whip at you. I mean, yeah, that was a bad strategy.
To be fair to the media, and the Democrats who push this, maybe they didn't know it was all built on a lie, right? Because the lie started with somebody in Hillary's cabinet. So maybe they didn't know.
There's like a bank that'll extend you that line of credit. Billy,
Right.
That kind of idea. I don't know, man.
Especially
I wouldn't bet on that.
I don't think they all work together on their lies. I think one lie is told.
They work together on their lies?
No, I think they believe whatever
Oh, you
the
think
person at
it's
the top tells
symbiotic,
them.
like a thing in nature, right? You
They
think it's
just believe it
completely-
because it's coming from
You
fucking God
think
Queen
that
Hillary.
Politicians don't work together on their lies.
Not on lies. No, the politicians start a lie and they work together to push whatever agenda the party pushes.
So they lie and work together on it.
They work
I'm glad
together.
We agree
they
now.
work together, but
Yeah.
not. But
Richard Nixon did nothing wrong. Richard Nixon
See,
has been
they're
exonerated
not all
by
in
Billy
on the
Fridge.
lie. That's what I'm saying. Like they're not all in on the lie. Like one person puts out a lie, they're like, "Oh, this must be true," and they all push it. They're all work together on their
Okay,
fucking
Billy.
agenda.
Space Force took care of our
Come
vets.
on now.
92%.
The fuck are you saying? Come on now.
For the first time ever.
Those people
Way
didn't
higher than
fucking.
ever
They
before.
might not have known it was a fucking lie at the time, right? Nobody.
The people that frequently lie and are constantly corrupt wouldn't collude to tell an even bigger lie than they could ever do by themselves.
Yeah, I mean, don't you say that like the two parties are basically the same and they work together to stay in power? I've heard you say that countless times.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
I'm
saying, you know, you can't just put all of that on the Democratic Party. One person started that lie, right? Like they might have thought they might have thought they were working for fucking what they thought was true. They might have, most of those people might have thought they were really fighting Donald Trump and Russia.
Well, I don't think some mayor from Kansas State, Kentucky, or whatever is working together with Donald Trump to formulate grand schemes.
Whatever.
But,
you guys do your show. I'm gonna go eat some fucking Chipotle. I'll be back in a second.
Okay, watch out for the stains.
Wow. We did a job
The
that
Chipotle might
nobody's
have been
done.
keto, but that definitely was not keto.
Yeah.
And had COVID not
I
come
love
and
you, Billy.
interrupted,
Goodbye.
we had the greatest economy. Again,
Just don't start talking about Martin Shkreli again, okay?
say what you
Okay,
want.
I'll
We had
let this really
160 million jobs.
What about
Our country was never close to that.
It's
never close
Mr.
to that.
Mr. Trump, it's not what I want. It's just the jobs created during your administration. I think that it's the Bureau of Labor Statistics points out it was something like 6.4 million jobs, and during the Obama administration it was 7 million jobs. But when I hear what you're saying about the need for perhaps you to run in 2024, what I'm hearing you say is you are going to run. Are you?
And he'll be like, I've made my decision, but I won't tell you what it is.
No, I haven't. I haven't
Listen,
said
I'm
that.
talking
I
with people, the best people.
said that if I do run, I think that I'll do extremely well. And I'm looking not only at polls, I'm looking at the enthusiasm. We did a great job. Now, when you say what you had just said, the economy, as you know, was very bad when he took over. So the economy wasn't terrible when I took over, but it wasn't great. It was stagnant and slow. I guess it was the worst recovery since the Depression of 1930. So that's not a very good job done by the previous administration. But I took over an economy and I made it
Wait, is
into
he saying
100.
the recovery from 1930 was bad?
I don't, and he's saying I took over an economy. When Trump says economy, he means the stock market, which is not reflective of how good
he's
at
saying, like, it was the worst thing since 1930. Like 1930 was like one of the most prosperous times in American history.
Well,
what the fuck are you talking
He's
about?
acting like he took over a bad economy and it got good while he was president, but it was already good. And yeah, the stock market went up, but that had a lot to do with him fucking a lot of people as far as regulations went.
This motherfucker got mush mouth. Okay, we might as well
Well,
be talking with
the
a mouthful of
basics
mashed
on it,
potatoes.
they act like every time they change presidents, they change economic systems, right? So when, like, so here's George Bush, and the economy goes this way because he's George Bush, and here's Obama, and it goes this way because he's Obama, and here's Trump, and it goes this way because he's Trump. Now it's this big, winding, graph chart that goes across many presidents. He's just like a piece of the puzzle, you know what I mean?
The Great Depression started in 1929 and lasted until 1939
under Herbert Hoover.
And so you could say 1930 was a bad year. Of course, the people at the top 1%, more millionaires were made during the Great Depression than any time period before the Great Depression. But the wealth disbursement was fucking atrocious.
Well, yeah, look at COVID and look at how much richer the richest people got, and then everyone else got fucked.
Exactly. The Great Depression was the biggest time until the last 20 fucking years. Since the housing crisis, 2000s housing crisis, that's when we started getting more and more millionaires.
They call that the Great Recession, but the wealth was building there. And then it's crazy if you look at, like, Bezos got divorced and lost like half of his money and then gained it all back within like a year after it happening.
And still isn't the richest man in the world.
Not now. Those two were passing each other back and forth, but I think Musk kind of solidified that
60
recently.
million jobs, and it was really getting ready to rock. We would have rocked
this
it.
guy.
But then, as you know, COVID came in from China.
From China.
You know what? I'll give him points for his delivery, though. like COVID came in from China. Like, you know, he knew how to deliver that line in his head. He had that one ready.
Only idiots fall for that, though. Only idiots fall for that. Because even
if people who watch the TV shows,
even if it did come from China, and even if it was artificially made and sent here on purpose, once it's here, it's up to the leadership here to decide how they handle it. And the worst way to handle it was to pretend like it didn't exist or that it wasn't as big of a deal. And then to get it, and then like be airlifted like a mile down the road, and everyone takes care of you instantly. And then you come back, take your mask off, like, look, I'm okay now.
Look, it's just some floating head. I have no power over where it came from, so I don't really care if somebody thinks it was made in a basement bathtub or whatever in Ohio. All I care about is getting the problem solved, and then afterwards we can figure out who done did it and string them up or whatever.
Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones may have to pay a fortune for calling the Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre a, quote, giant hoax. A Texas judge issued a default judgment in defamation lawsuits.
Yeah, these lawsuits were filed a while ago for stuff he did forever ago. About
I razzed the lady because I don't respect news, especially not television news. But I also forgot that what they're razzing Alex Jones about. Yeah, making fun of that particular subject, which I hesitate to even say.
He didn't just make fun of it. He didn't just make fun of it. He said it was a hoax. He said it wasn't real, and that little kids that were murdered in cold blood were all fake, and it caused the families who lost their little kids to a murderer.
He brought on a sea of crazy people
to harass them.
Man, I almost just want to believe he made it up, because to actually believe that is a level of insanity that I wish people wouldn't reach. But, here we are.
No, his defense at his deposition was that, and he's used this before, is that he's an entertainer.
Well, that's true. Then he should put something at the front of his show that says, like, by the way, the Alex Jones show is, this is a political satire comedy show, like The Daily Show or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You know what? And I agree with that. You know what though? On the counter side of that, WWE doesn't do that at the beginning of Monday Night Raw. They don't say, "Oh, the things you're about to see is fake fighting and the people don't really hate each other." I mean, that's understood now, but it wasn't for a very long time.
Well, here's another fun fact.
You kind of have
the
to think
news,
of like Death of the Artist is like how many people actually are like you and I who watch Alex Jones just for like pure memes and shit, and how many people
I don't watch him. I only see him out of memes.
Hardcore.
Wrestling,
it's hilarious for me.
Wrestling gave you an internalized figure to take your aggression out on. He externalized this and put it on the family, grieving families. So
I think it's more a matter of tact rather than free speech. He got banned from all the places for saying stuff that would get you in trouble from just about anywhere. Maybe even get you attacked in public, right? Not that you shouldn't be able to say things. You should be able to say whatever you want. I don't want to get into that argument, but the entire deal is having to put a warning in front of a show isn't something you should be forced to do.
If your words,
but if you wish for people to actually treat you as an entertainer, you know what I mean? You should put it. I mean, they put it in the WWE name. It's World Wrestling Entertainment.
It wasn't
right?
for a long time though,
nudge, nudge.
And they were forced to change that. They lost their copyright on WWF and were forced to change that.
If your words lead to a liability,
whether it's on purpose or not, there's a wink and a nudge, and there's several films they've published about how they put it together, right?
Yeah,
how the sausage is made, the documentaries, right? So I haven't seen the behind the scenes Alex Jones documentary where they shoot him like laughing at the script that he's handed, right?
If your words are a liability, you can be held accountable for them. Like that's always how free speech has worked. You're free to speak your mind until you put somebody into harm's way with your words.
I feel like there should be some kind of exception to where if you like say something immensely stupid, then go, I was just pretending to be stupid. That's why I did it. There should be some kind of like, being I don't know.
If you're pretending to be stupid, and you send a group of people into Sharon Tate's house to murder her, you'll go to jail.
That did happen. Yeah, Charles Manson was not there. He just told the people to go do it, and they did it. So
I don't want to tell people that what they can say and what they can't say or what laws should be made or anything, right? But when your defense is, I'm an entertainer for saying what he said about said topic on screen right now. That again, I don't even want to mention him out of my own mouth. Yeah, you might want to put a little warning in front of your show saying, hey, by the way, this is a joke. I don't believe this. This is insane. Instead of, just running it honest. It'd be like if I had like a clip here of me blowing my brains out and I just played it like over the video and then came back and went, I'm just kidding, guys, after terrifying a bunch of people. That would be funny. It'd be freedom of speech, but it's also kind of a dick move, right? When you say so.
It's a criminal move. That's what they're saying. It's a civil.
It's civil, yeah.
It's a civil crime, right?
Yeah. He's civilly liable for damages.
Filed by the parents of 2 first graders killed in the 2012 shooting. She said the InfoWars host and his company are liable.
So only 2 of them has sued him? I think now this opens the floodgates because he didn't mention any of the specific kids. He just said it was all a hoax. So can the parents of every dead kid sue Alex Jones and win?
Will.
Oh my God, he's fucked.
I kind of feel like he should be able to say whatever crazy thing he wants, but on the other end, if it, when it's personal, is that maybe a better way to put it? If it's personal, I can understand suing.
Well, he basically said
it consistently results in people acting like just fucking Looney Tunes, like time and time and time again. Like you kind of know what you're doing at that point.
The girl that bullied the kid into committing suicide, right? She went to jail
that's
for that.
illegal.
That's different because that's like a criminal offense. This is like civil.
Yeah, it's true.
But the thing is
this
like
is more like making fun of that event.
Hold on though. What he didn't make fun of it. His audience, a large portion of them believe what he says. They believe the conspiracy theories he peddles. He was telling his audience that the parents of these children are lying and they're basically a government Illuminati cover up and they're faking their kids' deaths to bring on a new era of gun control in America. That's basically what he was saying.
Man, I really like the idea of free speech, but I also understand how you can seriously piss people off.
Right.
So when somebody like that seriously pisses people off, it's really hard for me to be like, well, you should be able to say what you want. Let the guy just get on his little national program and say the worst possible fucking thing imaginable. Right. Like,
to
even
people
I
who just,
think that.
Ate it out of the palm of his fucking hand. Like it's, one of my Fiber One bars. Because those people eat that shit up.
I mean, like...
crazies will exist no matter what. I could just understand why they said, hey, we don't want them on YouTube, and I can understand why people personally involved in the story would be like, hey, fuck this guy. Yeah, I understand that.
I'd have to wonder if it would have been criminal had one of Alex Jones's fans done something, like actually attacked.
Undeniably.
Yeah, that's incitement.
Free speech has never been without limits, like yelling fire in a movie theater.
Right.
Against the law. This is a lot like yelling fire. This is a lot like yelling fire in a movie theater. You're yelling fire to a bunch of people at home on their computers that can go out and spread the fire back to the house.
And then there's slander and libel, incitement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think
if you read what some of these people had to face, like we're talking about people like desecrating children's graves and shit. Like that's just fucking nasty, dude.
Do I think Alex Jones should be able to say whatever he wants? Sure. Do I think there should be consequences for what he says? Of course.
Well, you know what? It all depends on how you feel about what he says. You know what I mean? And it depends on where he is. But as far as suing him, like these people are going to do, they're suing for damages. They may have a point. You can actually say something that causes enough damage to warrant a judge saying, "Wow, you're owed money." That has nothing to do with free speech. It's everything about like impacting somebody's lives. Like that time the CNN put the home address and name of that one kid. I forgot that story entirely. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. But other news channels have done stuff like that too, to where they put somebody's information out there and they get messed with and all that, and they had to pay for it, but
I wonder if anybody's ever been sued for like a Yelp review, like a bad Yelp review.
Failed to produce evidence to
Actually,
back up
I think
his claims.
there has been.
He later did
look it
admit
up
the
really
shootings were real. A jury will decide how much Jones will pay the parents of the 2 children who were gunned down, along with 18 classmates and 6 school staffers.
So whatever they pay those 2 children.
Hey, thanks for watching.
they could probably pay the
No
other
problem,
18
dude. I love
classmates
watching your videos.
and maybe the 6 staffs members too.
Oh, hold on.
Looks like you use an ad blocker, asshole. Hey.
Yeah. So it's happened at least once. I bet it's happened more than a few.
If Michigan company is suing a woman for $25,000 after she left them a bad Yelp review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't when you got kicked out of that bar, didn't a bunch of people leave a bad Yelp review?
Yeah.
Maybe you can get sued for that.
I can't. I didn't tell them to.
You incited.
Well,
I told them not to.
Hearing about, I do know about them deleting reviews from like social media, people bombing restaurants, like with the cake thing or like Chick-fil-A and all that.
And honestly, they left a
I'm not
review
surprised to
based
hear
on the
somebody got
response
sued.
to what the people did to me. Like that's on them. They were bad people with their customer service.
Okay. Here's a little bit. Here's some select clips from Alex Jones doing the deposition that he did about this lawsuit.
I'm ready.
Mr. Jones, I'm going to hand you a copy of what I have marked as Exhibit 4. You ever seen that before?
Sounds like the start of a YouTube apology video.
You're not sure if you've seen this before? No. Okay. You'll see up at the top it has a timestamp, 12/14/12.
Oh,
Best thing he ever did was grow that beard. Like as far as his appearance,
that's a good look.
Yeah, I mean he was getting fat. Like his neck was getting like super fat because he's like stocky, you know. So he's got a big, thick, fat neck.
He's a big boy.
He was starting to look like an Illuminations character for a little bit. So
He can't be like taller than like 5'8" or 5'9", right? He doesn't look.
He's pretty short.
Yeah.
12, 14, 12. That sounds like Sean Saunders'
You know that's the
dimensions.
date of Sandy Hook, right?
I don't know.
You don't know that?
What is that the date?
It is.
Okay.
It is, Mr. Jones. You will admit, I mean, you've done mocking imitations of Sandy Hook parents crying, correct?
No.
I want to play you a video clip.
No.
I'm going to play you a video clip right now of you doing just what I said you did.
You're right.
2 from September 24th,
2 clips.
2014, and
Video clip
November 11th,
2.
2016.
At least say if you just don't remember doing it. I can understand that if you're doing a show every day. Like, yeah, I forgot all the mean stuff I did. But
I don't
just
know. I
like,
feel like if you're the biggest person, it's Alec Jones. Like, you probably get a ton of shit for stuff like that, even if it is from like the lamestream cuck media. I'm sure that sticks in your mind as, oh, that really pissed off the libs.
I'm pretty sure he's under oath here too.
Then the guy running this says, "Will you play the video clip called Crying?"
Yeah, it's called Crying. I think he fake cries or something. Let's see.
And then you've got parents laughing, going, and then they walk over to the camera and go, and not just one, but a bunch of parents doing this. Then we see footage of one of the reported fathers of the victims, Robbie Parker, doing classic acting training where he's laughing and joking, and they say,
So he did actually name this person. So this is probably one of the people in the lawsuit.
hey, we're live. And he goes, oh. And maybe that's real. I'm sure it is.
oh, I can't imagine why that guy hates him.
To be fair, if that clip exists, Alex Jones did said maybe that's real. I'm sure it is. Then why did you just say that it wasn't right before? Why did you just compare it to classic acting training?
Classic acting training from where? Like the School of Psychosis? I don't even know what to call it. Dr. Demented's acting school for crazy people?
Now, you were mocking the difficult emotional reactions of people who provably lost their children.
No, I was not mocking. I was showing what people were questioning. It was
wasn't
not to
mocking.
mock the parents. It was showing why people were questioning. It's you that is projecting mocking onto it. I was showing
It's
what
you're the one with the problem. It's you that's doing that, attorney for the person suing me.
I'm starting to agree with Alex Jones.
he did.
You just don't think it's funny because you're not laughing, dumbass.
In 2015, you learned that a Sandy Hook parent named Leonard Posner was behind a group called Honor Network. Correct? That was fighting online abuse of Sandy Hook victims?
I did, I think.
Alex
And when
Jones
you-
like, can we get Jesus Christ in here? This water is not tasting enough like wine.
Learned that.
Trying to get
when
fucking
Honor
lit.
complained to YouTube in
Finish that
2015.
water. It sounds like it might be. Shit.
You told
Alex
Mr.
Jones is
Posner
most definitely
that
a
Honor
bogman.
was run by Mr. Posner. You showed addresses being used by Mr. Posner, and you said he needed to be investigated in Florida. Didn't you say that?
Objection is to form. No.
Okay, let's play a clip here. I'm going to show you something that you and Mr. Du were talking about on February 12th, 2015.
I love it.
Can you play address?
No.
He's like, great, I love to watch myself.
He's been getting all kinds of grief from Mr. Posner. Anything that comes out, social media shut down due to Sandy Hook false copyrights. What's interesting is they list the address for the Honor Network in Boca Raton, Florida. You look up the address on that, which says. You think, if they had this organization, they would have some sort of headquarters where they would be setting up a memorial.
Well, we'll just start investigating that. And I guess I'm going to have to probably go on up to Newtown. I'm going to have to probably go investigate Florida as well.
If a person were to stake out those addresses, they could wait for Mr. Posner to come pick up his mail, couldn't they?
Objection is to form.
Alex is ready to answer.
I mean, the guy's running an anti-free speech foundation.
Let me make sure I have this really clear. You don't believe the official story of Sandy Hook. You think there was cover-up? You think there was manipulation? You think that there is some sinister thing going on?
I still think children died. I believe mass shootings happened. They just had one in Brazil, a tragedy. And I believe it's a crisis. And I go back to the point of all gun owners being collectively blamed. Then it's traumatic. And so people go and they find anomalies. And then I've kind of retrospectively gone back and seen.
He pushed the narrative that the Illuminati government was faking mass shootings so that the government could use that as an excuse to take guns away from people. That's literally why he was saying this shit. It's batshit insane. But people believe that, especially people in the gun culture, where like being part of the gun culture is like their social event and like their way of.
Look, I'll tell you,
of socializing.
As a person who's deep into gun culture, I've never ran across a single person who believes that. So if there are people in the gun culture,
there are
that believes what
that the government. Oh, dude! Every time a Democrat gets elected president, there's an ammo shortage.
No, not just ammo shortage. They buy new guns all the time.
Yeah.
I literally worked at a gun shop when Obama became president. I worked at a gun shop when Obama became president, and the fucking numbers went through the roof for gun sales. We couldn't keep them on the shelf. Anything worth anything. We had a bunch of dirty old rifles, and then
because they thought Obama was going to take away all the guns and all the ammunition.
It happens every time there's any sort of signal the Democrats have a swing of power. So these gun people definitely fear their guns are going to be taken away.
Yeah, you can make the exact same argument for weed.
What about for weed?
Oh, no. There are people in weed culture, too, but they're not as...
They buy more weed when they think weed's going to be taken away?
Actually, if there was like a new governor...
consumerism, man.
Yeah, if there was a new governor in Washington... Hold on, everybody. If there was a new governor in Washington that had like expressed that they would want to make weed illegal, and they could enforce it here as the governor... Like, people would buy the shit out of the weed.
Of course, but if there was a president that came in and expressed they were going to take guns away...
They have these people doing it on their behalf.
Obama never said he was taking the guns away.
He never
That's
did.
the difference. If a Republican governor came in and said they were taking the weed away, of course stock up.
Well, when the shootings happen...
And this is where I was trying to get... It's not gun people. It's those crazy dudes on the internet.
I think
that are gun people.
I think there's a lot of gun people that think that way.
Yeah, there are a lot of gun people who, like, I swear, all they watch is Tim fucking Pool because all they talk about is Civil War, and they're going to be prepared for the Civil War with their silver stash and their armory. Like,
I don't even know who Tim Pool is.
Well, I got to let you know, he's got pool buckets. You can get buckets of food just in case they take your guns away, and you have to haul up in a room with your guns for 40 days and 40 nights, eating nothing but slosh out of a bucket. You can turn into your own shitter afterwards. It's perfect.
I understand that the government can control every aspect of my life. It doesn't mean that I'm just a type of person just because I enjoy one thing or the other. You know what I mean? I wouldn't stack weed people in a group, and I wouldn't stack gun people in a group.
Oh, you can definitely stack weed people in a group a lot of times.
You can.
Just because you don't feel that way doesn't mean a good number of people feel that way, right? Like we're not stacking everybody in a group. That would be completely stupid. But it would be also be a little ignorant to not realize that a majority of these people are holding on to their freedoms with fear.
Yeah, look at this. There's a Wikipedia page about it. The 2008-2016 United States ammunition shortage. There was an ammunition shortage that just happened to coincide with the entire Obama administration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a communist.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that he is or that he was going to try to actually take guns away at all. I'm not educated enough in politics to tell you that. But what I will say is if, let's say, weed were nationally legal and then they got, I don't know, Donald Rumsfeld as president, I'd all of a sudden be stocking my jars is all I'm saying. So
right,
I ain't surprised.
That's a little bit
surprised a bunch of people went out and bought a bunch of bullets.
Guns are constitutionally legal. Weed isn't. And weed is also federally illegal, whereas guns aren't. At least most types of firearms are not.
It's the consumer environment that buys up all the toilet paper at Walmart. You know what I mean? I would almost say it's rather a human condition rather than a gun people thing.
I disagree, but we can move on.
We'll check out the supermarket shelves again when we get another COVID knockout.
Yeah, but this is specifically to gun people that would buy up all the gun stuff because they're fearing their guns are going to be taken away, which is a statement that these gun people often make when there's any sort of a reason for guns to be taken away, and that's not a reason of anybody saying guns will be taken away. It's a reason of having their fears identified in the opposition.
It's not the people in authority positions that say it.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Conspiracy theorists.
Exactly. It's rebel rousers.
I believe some of them say it, but not all of them.
I mean, Barack
it's
Obama,
never all though, right?
He was on stage and he was like, "Yeah, I want to take the guns, like give them over."
How many Democrats of prominent power have said we're going to take your guns away? They might say we need gun control, but that's completely two different things. Taking your guns away and making sure that we can't sell guns too easily.
I don't know. I just hold it up to the war on drugs policy. Now the government handles that. Now they put people through prison and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
The government does what it wants. If you trust the government all the way, either way, I'm not trying to tell you what to think or anything, of course. I'm just saying from experience, on almost every side, you'll find the government looming over you, trying to take something from you. So whether you're a weed guy
that's how
or
the
a gun
system
guy
is set
or
up.
a car guy or yeah, that is how the system is set up.
The weed works because the government wants to take a percentage of the weed sales. Like it's all set up for the government to take something. They don't want to take your guns though. Like people think they do, and people buy more guns in anticipation. It's actually a psychological ploy by people like Alex Jones on the right to up gun sales.
Ask me my personal opinion, I don't think that they really want to take your guns away, but I do think they know it's a big poker chip they can play.
I mean, this is one of the more Democrat states, Washington State, but there's definitely a gun culture here that they don't mess with at all.
Yeah,
that I'm aware of. They're getting rid of gas-powered cars before they do anything with guns here. And like we got 5 more years to buy gas-powered cars within the state, and then after 5 years,
when you only filter the world through anti-science nonsense. 47-year-old top-shelf triple distilled stupid. Yet people still believe him. The world is doomed. Hit that like button though.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like. Yeah, I don't know if you heard this, but
hit the like button.
In about 5 years, you won't be able to register a car past a certain year if it's gas powered. They're moving all to electric cars. So in like 50, 60, 70 years, when all those older gas cars are off the road, it's going to be almost all electric cars unless you own like a classic old car that you fixed up. So,
well, that really sucks for people who like cars, frankly.
Yeah.
But maybe it doesn't suck for people who like cars because more people will be able to have cars that don't add to the pollution. And that would be pretty
You'll never
chill,
be
too.
able to do the same engineering on electrical cars you can on a regular combustion engine car. There's just too many different components that are literally manufactured of microtransistors that you couldn't deal with your hands, right? So when you're comparing like an electric car, to a gas or, petrol powered car, you're comparing like an instrument that you can drive around and have fun with versus an instrument that you can work on and improve and make it your own.
The majority of
and
people
taking away
these
people's
days
personal
don't
ownership of stuff like that. They don't like it.
Well, they're not taking
They hate
away. They're just not letting you register new cars like that. You can register old cars. So if you're a worker, you can get old cars and do
Okay,
it.
so they're not taking it away. They're just making sure that it eventually goes away.
Right. Well, yeah, they're pushing it out, and most people nowadays.
I would argue that I hate that worse.
Okay, most people nowadays don't even work on their own cars, though. It's underhanded. I mean, it's a push to get gasoline off the streets and put
It's like
electricity
saying,
on.
hey, we're gonna get you 10 years from now.
That's
It's
exactly
like,
what
okay.
it's. They're just saying we're phasing out the gasoline in Washington State.
And this is why people buy up all the ammo. This is why people will buy up all the weed. This is why they'll buy up all the toilet paper. And that is why they will buy up all the cars.
2002
Because people
Toyota
are
Camrys,
stupid.
too.
People are stupid. That's why.
Yeah, people did that
I
with.
would argue the government is stupid.
People
but,
did that with
people
carbon.
can be stupid.
The government's not stupid. The government is very on point for what they're doing.
People did that with carbon
government's
light
not selling
bulbs.
Funko
When they
Pops.
brought out the LED light bulbs, people were like, I don't want to use those new stupid light bulbs that are cheaper and last longer.
The government's-
Give me those
I
good
remember
old
that.
carbon light
Yeah,
bulbs.
those carbon light bulbs.
Right.
It's people
Yeah, I
holding
love
on
those
to
ones that
stupid
burn
history.
out.
And the
Yeah.
government doesn't have to make Funko Pops. They're making a percentage off all the Funko Pops. The government
That's
the
true
government
enough.
gets a piece of the pie. They get a VIG. They got it set up. Literally the government is very smart. It's running to the point where it can keep the majority of the people in America living paycheck to paycheck, meaning they're spending every fucking extra penny they earn on something in this system the government pulls off of through taxation. It's very
Hold on,
intelligent.
let me see if I can do an Alex Jones real quick. The U.S.
build the
government is
birds.
building the Funko Pops. They put a microchip inside everyone to follow you around where you go so they know what you like, when you like, and how you like it. And they're coming for your freedom. Is that close?
Yes.
Yeah, but
It's very
here's the thing.
good.
You missed the part where he shills his supplements.
Also, buy my pills.
I did believe that stuff. And then I go back and I've now studied more, actually, the real anomalies. And it's just the school system and government trying to cover its rear end from liability. And so there definitely has been there's been a cover-up of the events. And I think there's a lot of evidence showing there could have been a second shooter. There is the helicopter footage, the man in the woods.
The man in the
I'd be
woods.
quaking in my boots.
Oh,
If I were being investigated for something I said on the internet by
there's the
any
helicopter
service
footage
like
of the man
that,
in
I'd
the
be
woods.
terrified.
He's saying too much. He should have said a lot less than what he said right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in a deposition, that's literally the whole point, is to get you to keep fucking talking so
Yeah.
that they can use everything you say against you.
Yep.
Oops.
Like you bozo, you goofster. What are you
Not
doing?
sporty chest. He's setting it up for the ultimate checkmate. You just wait.
Now I wonder how it goes if he was just always believing what he said and he never had the admitting that he was just entertainment.
That's how people get away with a lot of slander where they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I wasn't lying. I literally thought that was true.
Yeah, so I wonder how
All they
much of
have to
that
do
is
is
involved
just-
here.
Listen, all he's got to do to get out of it is just say that he was in a silly, goofy mood. And, you know, he was just in a silly, goofy mood. So
We don't accept that.
Nothing is
This
say-
boys to
nothing
be
I
boys
say is
behavior.
serious, but I will say everything.
This boys will be boys behavior is no longer accepted. In
no, it's not boys
2021
will
we
be
do
boys.
better.
He was just in a silly, goofy mood.
He's being
Ooh, is this
pedantic.
one of the Olsen twins?
No, it's Grimes.
Oh, Grimes.
Gross. Oh,
Seen
grosser
reading Karl
somehow.
Marx following split with world's richest man,
So,
Elon Musk.
I didn't know Grimes is Canadian. She's a Canadian music celebrity.
I
Which
thought she was a Simpsons character for a long time. So every time I saw Grimes trending, I thought they were talking about that one episode of The Simpsons. With Grimes in it.
in Canada, they shove Canadian music and TV and movies down your throat. There's like a law where they have to play like a certain percentage of it. So there's a lot of famous musicians up in Canada that aren't famous at all
Yeah.
in the States, and she's one of them. So I found out about her through Elon Musk.
Well, she's famous. She was famous here for a
Was
while. She
she?
blew up here. Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah, she
Okay.
blew up here.
I'm just out of touch.
Yeah, she. It's funny. Canada doesn't just have to play certain local artists. They give grants to their artists to make music. Like they'll give if you apply, you can get like a $5,000 grant to make a music video. Yeah. It's crazy.
I'll give credit to Canada, and I guess they do it here in Georgia too, and in a few other states. But yeah, there's like art, but Canada's like Canada and Australia are the big muscle in this. But they spend tons of government tax money to make TV shows and stuff. That's why you had like that Clone High. I think they got that like adventure TV. There's tons of like cartoons being made just off Canadian tax money, basically.
I just want to.
So being an artist is a very viable thing if you're in Canada or Australia.
I want to point out that the most ridiculous thing in this photo isn't the Communist Manifesto. It's a fucking outfit. Like, what is that?
She looks like she just came straight out of the fucking Handmaid's Tale. Like,
I don't know. I thought this
Assassin's Creed.
I thought this was from the new Scarlet Witch movie. I really thought this was Elizabeth Olsen.
I'll be real. She looks like she smells bad, but also the costume's cool because it reminds me of a Todd McFarlane character. So
there's no way she smells worse than Nicolas Cage did. Nicolas Cage established didn't smell bad, in my opinion.
No way.
There's no way she smells worse than Nicolas Cage did.
I mean,
that's
the
their other
difference was
hung out
he
with
had
Nicolas Cage.
he had the 10 piggies out, and she doesn't.
This looks like she dressed up this way, fresh and clean, actually. Her hair is very well kempt right now. I wonder if she literally just posed for this to make a little fucking hate statement against
she's sitting there reading, and there just happens to be photographers getting her.
I know.
She was just sitting on the sidewalk somewhere.
She's sitting? Like, what the fuck?
Just somewhere in L.A., somewhere.
She's just chilling in Cedar
Somewhere in the nicer side of LA, of course.
She's reading the Communist Manifesto.
Yep.
Just sitting here on the sidewalk in LA reading the Communist Manifesto, no biggie.
I thought that was a bra down at her foot there, but I think it's part of her cape. I was like,
she's having a hard time reading it because she's not finding the letters too good.
That's how cool people read.
Like that?
Cool people read so their face and body are fully revealed, and they hold the book down. She's posing.
She's putting her crotch out there like crazy. Like she didn't have to sit this way.
I gotta lock my eyes onto the letters.
How could you not sit that way though? How could you how else would she sit? This is punk rock. Twat out is punk rock.
It's more Renaissance fair looking to me than anything else.
She's got a good style. It's like chic pink with frickin' dirty undertones. I like it. Good for her. Scarlet Witch.
Now that I've tasted the rich, it is time to learn about communism by trying this thing called reading.
Oh, she stands up then? She's actually just posing.
Right.
This is a photo shoot.
Against the stop sign here.
This is actually a photo shoot. This is really what it is. And someone took a video of it.
The proletariat will like totally do something, but I didn't get that part yet.
She, it says, her and Elon Musk have a kid together. She's set for life. She's been getting child support, like all kinds of, man, she is just like loaded forever now.
The kid's name is
tried to be poor. You know what I mean? She'd have to put effort into being destitute.
Right.
The kid's name is XIIG Musk.
Yeah, it's one of those like Greek AEs that I'm not familiar with.
It's like one of the Delta Sigma, signs or whatever. But I like that name because fuck it, future names. Let's go. Weird names that are unpronounceable. Let's bring them all out. I love it.
I thought you were gonna say that he was gonna grow up to be a Sigma male for a minute.
Oh well, you know what? That's your choice.
I mean, hey, that's how Elon Musk got it. He was on that Sigma male grind set.
If that's how they roll, then that's how they roll in LA. That's it's just how they dress.
Someone should quiz her on the Communist Manifesto and see how much of it she actually read. Because I feel like she's just staring
maybe
at it.
Sargon of Akkad.
She looks like a character. She looks like a character from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
They should just quiz her on how many separate articles of clothing she has on right now. Like, is that a one piece or is it?
I think it is.
Or is it a pantsuit with a leotard over it?
There's probably a zipper in the back. It seems like she just kind of slid into this.
Everybody,
Dude, the cape gives her 2 agility. The leather corset thing on the front gives her 5 extra stamina, and she has so many bonus points off of the hoodie. You have no idea. She could just zap you right there with her her communist book.
Everybody should know their chip count in a game of strip poker, right? Like how many articles of clothing you could take off is your chip count. So right now, if you include socks as 1 or 2. Do shoes and socks count as 1 article or 2?
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I personally would believe that the shoes would be 1 and then both socks would be 1.
I think shoes and socks count as 1. Otherwise, you're being a little baby about it. Is that how
Nicolas Cage lost his?
Then I think I have a 5. I have a 5 chip count. I got 5 chips in a game of strip poker. Some people are gonna have more than that. Like I could have had a shirt under this shirt, and that would have been 6 chips right there.
Everyone, please throw the stream a like if you haven't liked it already. We are streaming on an off day. This is Sunday. I think Sunday is probably the least common day that we'll do a stream. I'm off almost every Sunday.
Yeah, I like it though.
This
It's
is
like
the least common
church.
day anybody's watching anything,
This is
man. 'Cause
church.
it's,
We're doing
people
DP
getting ready to
church.
go to sleep. Yeah, you just got back from church. You did your midday lunch, and then you're gonna go to sleep to go to work tomorrow. So yeah, Sunday is like the death day for streaming, from what I know.
I mean, Ben, weren't you a good Catholic boy?
I was a Catholic boy. Not good.
I mean, most Catholic kids are fucking not good though,
Oh
right?
man, oh dude, that's why I started with LSD in high school.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to bring this up. This is a story I saw trending on Twitter, and I don't know if it was just because I follow some sports stuff on Twitter, but they were saying Urban Meyer. He used to be Ohio State's head coach, and now he's the coach for Jacksonville, which means he works for the Cons, by the way.
Yeah.
He's even been on AEW before. Oh shit, that's not the one.
Oh.
Play that later.
What's
Yeah, watch. I knew when he got hired by Jacksonville, they were gonna put him in AEW at some point. Basically, he was in Columbus the other day at a bar watching Ohio State because he's still like a huge Ohio State fan, even though he got fired. And it was, I don't know what, everyone was reporting on it. He was like hanging out with all these like 20-year-old girls, like letting them twerk on him and shit like that. And like, there's this. That's definitely him.
Get you some.
Yeah, and then there's like these.
This is every girl in Ohio, by
good
the
for
way.
him. You know, he's out there. He's going around. He's finding love.
My God, that guy looks like my grandpa. Holy shit.
Your grandpa could fuck every girl in Ohio.
I mean, he's a multi-millionaire.
Your grandpa could still fuck every girl in Ohio without being a multi-millionaire. Ohio girls are the sweetest, nicest, giving human beings in the world.
Good for him.
He's also, I think he doesn't have a win yet with Jacksonville either. But Jacksonville is a pretty bad team. So basically, they're like, "Oh, what's Urban Meyer's wife gonna say when she sees this?" But maybe
I don't know he's married.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was just some single dude out there having a fun time who was in port, and I didn't know he had a wife.
Who knows what's going on? You know.
Yeah. His wife
probably just used the Alex Jones defense of he was in a silly, goofy mood.
He was in a silly, goofy mood.
Grind up on him.
He brought home 3 girls for a foursome, and the wife went for it, and it's none of our business, right?
It turned the goddamn frogs gay.
I hope so. There's too many straight frogs out there. It's bothersome.
They put slut juice in the drinking water. It's not my fault.
Oh, there's even more.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man, he's popular.
This is a little sussy because a lot of these people are like college age.
Oh yeah, but he's not a coach there anymore, so it doesn't matter now. When he was a coach there, that would have been.
Now,
yeah. Hey. I don't know.
Man, sucks to be this guy's wife, huh?
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, her husband makes a lot of money.
25-year marriage.
She probably goes out and spends the money. Probably has a pool boy. She probably gets to pick her own pool boy to come through.
Oh. Her vengeance is going to be wrathful. I'm just saying, like, finding it out is like going to be a week at least of rage, followed by a lawsuit.
Unless she knows and she's doing her own thing too, right? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Urban Meyer worth $35 million.
Doing the same thing.
He's getting paid $7.5 million a year.
Yeah, his wife's probably doing just fine. She's wiping her tears up with all this money. Hopefully. I mean, if she is just sitting at home crying, that would fucking suck.
You know what? She might have actually loved the man too. So there's that.
But you could love somebody and then still fuck somebody else. Like it's
you know what?
Life is complicated.
Somebody can, and maybe you can, but I can't. But I respect your perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's the Bellevue agreement. I keep that with me.
I like
Don't
that.
worry.
Chet Lemon says that's called cheating, Billy. Yeah, if you play by the only set of rules that they give you from monogamous lifestyles, Christianity, if you play by those rules, that's cheating. If you play by your own set of rules, it's not cheating. It's developing the fucking game board. Don't tell me otherwise. You don't understand the game we play.
Billy
Exactly.
can play whatever game he wants.
A Sigma male makes his own rules.
That's also true. And you know what? Monogamy or not, as long as it's just people being people and being decent people, then it's all right.
People who need people are the luckiest people in the world.
That is true.
Okay, Apple Buttfuck or whatever your name was.
That's a good name.
I can't remember the name. It scrolled by too quickly. I'm gonna go back here. You made a comment. You said an open relationship is just a cuck trying to keep his dignity. Change my mind. There's so many levels of assumption there. There's so many levels of assumption. One, that the guy is only in the open relationship because his girl wants to bang other people. The guy might be in the open relationship because he wants to bang other people.
Let me put it to you this
Maybe
way.
the girl just doesn't have as high.
Or he
nearly as high
likes
of
the
sex
idea
drive.
of his woman banging other people.
Well, that would be the cuck part. That would be the cuck
Oh,
part.
okay.
Yeah.
I missed the cuck part.
Yeah, the cuck part.
I mean, you know,
When you call the guy a cuck, you already painted a picture of him that was negative to begin with, right?
That's true.
So when your perception of the person is already negative and I got to convince you otherwise, that means I got to convince you to like something that you despise. Now, I'm not asking you to like it. That doesn't matter. All I'm saying is it's a thing that exists that, you ought to just let people be people. Who cares? Unless you lay awake at night worrying about who's being cucked, in which case that kind of makes you the ultimate cuck, don't it?
An open relationship could just be letting you and your partner know that it's okay to play with other fucking people. This ownership of you and me are together only, and that's it, is a fine notion if that's what you want. But it doesn't mean that you like to be cucked because you like to have sex with multiple other partners and you enjoy your partner enjoying other people as well on their own time or sometimes with you in the same bed. Who fucking knows? Who really cares other than those two people? If you want to say it's a cuck that's trying not to lose his dignity, in a lot of cases that is true. I'm not saying that doesn't exist.
That's so ironic because, like, the whole point of being a cuck is the loss of dignity. Like, that's what turns them on.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the whole point.
That is kind of weird. I read a lot of subreddits about cuck integrity.
Really? I forgot to play this Alex Jones thing that you sent me.
Oh,
Should
yeah.
we watch it?
Let's watch this Alex Jones thing.
All right.
Real quick, I just want to add on to what you're saying. It does make sense. Making fun of a cuck is like just giving them more satisfaction.
Yeah, that's like jerking them off.
That's like the whole point is that they're
now you're part of it. You're part of the cuckoldry.
Yeah.
Also, are you gonna tell me if somebody comes up with somebody super hot and they're just like, "Hey, I want you to call me a loser and just plow the shit out of my girlfriend"? Are you gonna be like, "No"?
Some people will, yes.
I mean, I'll be like, no, and I'll probably immediately start swinging. But that being said, I'll at least say no politely before I swing.
Gay bomb. Here's the good news, filth. What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. My old friend of 20 years. Met him in 1998, Joe Rogan. And, he's got a adopted black daughter. That's Joe Rogan's daughter. She's like 20. You'll go through some more of the photos. So, my issue here is, if governor of Virginia...
Who is this?
Joe Rogan's adopted daughter?
Oh, yeah?
That's what Alex Jones is saying.
Is he full of shit?
I don't think so.
I don't think Joe Rogan has like an adult kid.
Is Joe Rogan about to... It's his adopted daughter, supposedly. Is Joe Rogan about to sue Alex Jones for whatever he has left over after the Sandy?
They're saying resign over being in blackface, which I don't think he should have to. So Joe Rogan sits up there on this high horse that, I'm this big bad guy.
Yeah, high horse.
He has, it's his stepdaughter. It's his stepdaughter. He does have a stepdaughter.
Okay.
I just looked it up.
Oh man, would that person call him a cuck because, my wife's daughter?
Actually, the term cuck comes from the cuckoo bird, and cuckoo birds lay their eggs in other birds' nests so that other birds raise their chicks for them.
Cuckoo.
That's where the whole term came from.
That's funny.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't have time for this. I'm gonna plop it.
Incubate this
I'm gonna
bird.
plop it in this nest. Peace.
I can almost prove it to you now that the
That's
first,
great.
listed cuckold was probably an avid bird watcher.
I think it came from.
Mr.
I
Ruff
think
would
the
know
term
that.
cuck actually came from Shakespearean, English.
Yeah, it was like if your partner cheated on you, it's like they've made a cuckold of me.
Yeah, and it comes from cuckoo birds.
That's great.
What
I
does
didn't know
his
that.
daughter, I would call her black, white, just a beautiful young lady.
Not bad.
What
Okay.
does she call it when her stepfather says that black people are...
He's perving out on Joe Rogan's stepdaughter.
Yes.
Apes?
Him and that coach, man, they get along just fine.
Okay, let's go back 2 seconds. What was this quote here? What's Alex Jones saying?
When her stepfather says that black people are apes and that they're planet...
Is he trying to bury his buddy Joe Rogan as a racist now?
I don't know.
He's like, I wonder what his black daughter
Joe Rogan
thinks of
become Milo
this.
Yiannopoulos? Jesus.
And again, Joe's the one up there pontificating up on this royal high horse about how good he is and how great he is. Yeah, there's Joe's daughter. I'm just saying, Joe, I've got 6 more rounds in the cylinder of stuff just as bad or worse.
I'm glad you said of stuff, because that was beginning to sound like a threat.
And like I told you, I'm going to start laying it out every couple of days, another one.
Now,
you judge me?
Fighting Joe Rogan versus Alex Jones is, in my opinion, a better fight than Joe Rogan versus Cenk Uygur.
They could do a Alex Jones Cenk Uygur handicap match against Joe Rogan, and I still
think Joe Rogan would still win against both of them.
Yep.
Sign me up, I'll pay-per-view it.
I would watch
That'd be
Joe
crazy.
Rogan and Alex Jones fight in a WWE match even. Doesn't even have to be actual boxing.
Oh, no. I want it in the octagon. I want Joe Rogan to be able to use his jiu-jitsu in it. And Joe Rogan's a short guy. He's probably like 5'4".
I wonder.
Joe Rogan and Joe Biden and Cenk Uygur and Alex Jones.
Didn't we watch the handicap MMA?
Actually, he's taller than I thought. People would always talk about how he was
Alex Jones short.
No, Joe Rogan he's.
They say 5'7", right?
Yeah, like 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah, he looks shorter.
5'7's not if you're 5'7", at least you can buy a pair of shoes to make you 5'9".
Yeah.
Heels?
So Alex Jones 5'10".
5'10".
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't we watch the MMA that was handicap matches, and there was 2 guys beating up 1 guy?
It was out of Poland, and it was 2 teams of 5 all fighting at once. And eventually, because if you tapped out, you were
Bad
out.
idea.
So if they got you in a chokehold and tapped you out, you were out. And then you'd get 2-3 guys on 1 guy.
And you think
It was
5
crazy.
versus 5 is better than 2 versus 1?
Cenk Uygur's 5'9", so Cenk Uygur isn't that big either.
Yeah.
Cenk Uygur isn't wide, but he's definitely tall. He's definitely a
overweight.
linebacker-looking motherfucker.
He's got a belly.
Yeah.
Judge you. Here's the clip I'm talking about, him on the podcast. Talking about blacks
Here's
being apes.
Planet of the Apes, man. We're going to go see Planet of the Apes. So I look on the iPhone app, and it says, okay, take me to this one. And the guy goes, okay. I go, is that in a good neighborhood? He's like, oh, yeah. Guy barely speaks English. He takes us there. We get out, and we're giggling. Oh, we're going to see Planet of the Apes. We walk into Planet of the Apes. We walked into Africa, dude. We walked in the door, and there was no white people. There was no white people.
That was an old clip.
That's from the early days of Joe Rogan's podcast.
That was an old clip, and that was pretty bad.
Yeah. That's probably
Look,
2009, 2010.
Probably.
Yeah.
2009. At that point, everybody had been YouTube came out in 2007. That's 2009. People were discovering more boundaries of edge between those days. If I'm going to defend that joke, right? What I'll say is that between that period, you had cable TV, which was South Park, stand-up comedy maybe, and the news, of course. And then through a little bit of a period between 2007 and 2009, people got their iPhones, they got all this other stuff. People are using more swear words, you know what I mean? Jokes are getting edgier. Even Family Guy's coming out is getting pretty edgy. So I mean, if we're going to look at that historically anyways, that is a time to where people were developing a sense of what is stupid versus what is clever as far as that kind of a joke would go. You can make a racist joke that's funny. You can make any kind of joke that's funny. That one's kind of aged.
That was less of a joke and more of a statement, right?
And by the way, this I guess
too.
this is a couple years old. I remember he was going after Joe Rogan for a little while.
Okay.
So I think that's what this is from. And then they reconciled.
Joe Rogan is saying that, and Red Man laughs. Joey Diaz stays out. Joe Rogan just said black people are apes. Well, I guess...
Someone in the chat said Alex Jones used to be a bodybuilder. Okay, Caitlyn Jenner used to be able to do the pole vault. You think she can still do it? I doubt it. Like, yeah.
What's the in between?
Yeah.
Size mesomorphs, like we got big muscles, we're like that big torso, short legs. I mean, there's some black people look like me and look like an ape. There's some that are super tall and don't.
He just did it. He just basically did the same thing that he condemned Joe Rogan for doing.
Weird.
And yes, technically we are apes.
Rick Wolf says R.I.P. YouTube 2005 to 2008. Didn't it start in 2006? Did YouTube start? I'm pretty sure.
The first official video, which I think still is on YouTube,
It was like my trip to the zoo.
Yeah, and it was one of the founders of YouTube that posted it.
Talking about elephant.
I guess it started in February 2005. Fuck.
Yeah, it just wasn't. It hadn't caught on at first. It was a small platform. It wasn't owned by Google.
I always think of it as 2006 for some reason, but that's probably small platform, hidden little fucker. The parent Google got it in 2006. Okay, that makes sense. The Google did get it in 2006.
Yeah, that didn't take that long. Jesus.
Oh.
You posted this on Twitter the other day, so I threw this in here. Shit!
Oh
Sorry.
no, that's Grimes.
Yeah.
Jay Leno admits comedians have to adapt their jokes to fit cancel culture.
I thought that was some old lady. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. I was like, holy shit, why does this lady have so many goddamn chins?
His chin deflated.
I'm glad you're pulling this up because I never read the article. I just
you posted it?
I just retweeted the article title and made a little joke on the title. I did a quote, a tweet quote. I said celebrities have to adapt their jokes to fight cancel culture instead of fit cancel culture.
Well, I mean, like, I don't like it when stuff that I like gets taken down because, you know, it's not liked as much as it used to be. But that's just kind of how things go, right? And people fall victim to this. A lot of shows that I enjoy have fallen victim to that from just saying actors saying something on Twitter that may have pissed people off. The whole James Gunn thing with the Suicide Squad and all that, remember? Like, he wasn't allowed to direct movies after Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and they brought him back to make the Suicide Squad, and that movie's good. You know, it happens, and maybe it goes a bit too far.
People tried to pull cancel culture against him for things he said 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, and that kind of stuff does happen. And I like talking about that kind of stuff. But then you got stuff on the other spectrum of it to where somebody just saying, I want to scream at children. And I'm like, hey, look, you got to tell them, hey, you got to stop. You got to go away.
You can't make a culture out of canceling people for stuff they did 10 years ago because it's telling the world that you can't do better, that you can't improve upon yourself, right? That's the problem.
I'm not even saying I can't be a victim of it. You know, it could happen to any of us at any time, sure. And that's just how it goes. But you also got to remember, this is internet.
You can cancel somebody for something they're doing right now. You know, if it sucks, you can actively go out against them and say, you know, this sucks. You shouldn't be able to say what you say and not get a response, right? That's fine. But when you bring up old stuff, that's telling the world.
I feel like when people bring up old stuff that isn't really substantial, like if they just log off and go away for a couple weeks and come back, it completely goes away. But if they get actually like railed for something that's really serious, like Shane Dawson, for example, that shit doesn't work. Like,
where they're clearly like not understanding. They don't
I think
get
Shane
it,
could come back.
it's wrong.
I think Shane might be coming back. I've heard rumors.
I know he's gonna try, but please, dear God, no.
They could just be rumors, but I heard Shane might be doing something on Britney Spears, and if that's the case, that would be pretty
I remember
interesting.
hearing rumors about that too.
But I don't know if that's true.
Fuck that. It's gone.
Jay Leno isn't laughing anymore. The former late-night talk show host explained that comedians have to change their jokes to fit the changing times. I think it's like any other thing. You either change or die, Leno71 said on the latest episode of the People Everyday podcast about the era of cancel culture. And this is what...
Never mind. He took the words from my mouth. That's exactly it. You change or die. That there's new taste for kind of
this is where I completely disagree.
Exactly what I was talking about earlier.
This is where
the 2007 thing.
This is where I completely disagree, though, because like good comedians, they find the boundaries and they push past them and they break the weak points of the boundaries. You got like George Carlin pushing past these boundaries.
Oh my God.
Dave Chappelle pushing past these boundaries.
Dave Chappelle joking about how if he was a Play-Doh enthusiast, that Macaulay Culkin would be the first one. That's what he said.
Even the dad from Full House, what was his name? I forgot. Bob Saget. Bob Saget did a lot of offensive comedy that was very funny.
A good comedian.
And you're right, Billy. A good comedy pushes the boundaries of what you think.
Yeah, you have to take the boundaries.
Pushes it a bit.
You have to have to find the boundaries and you have to push them to show where the boundaries are weak. And you have to be good at that. Now, if you're a working comic that pretty much just likes to make people laugh on a stage and you don't have any sort of boundary breaking opinions, sure, change or die. You're only here because they need somebody to open up for the ones changing the world.
Now, Billy, I got a boundary-breaking opinion for you.
Go.
What if people want comedy that's very mellow and not funny?
I mean, that's what they have.
That's what they had Bob Saget on Full House for.
Yeah, Bob Saget not on Full House was the opposite,
look
too.
At Saturday Night Live. They got rid of Norm Macdonald for reasons, right?
All the comedians can work.
That was some corporate fuck that didn't think he was funny because he was making fun of O.J. Simpson.
Possibly. Later on, Norm Macdonald had mentioned as well that he might have gotten pushed because he was abrasive behind the scenes and he didn't have a lot of supporters. So that also could have added to it. But yeah, the original guy was friends with O.J. and pushed him out. But if more people would have liked Norm inclusively in Saturday Night Live at the time, maybe they would have fought for him and
opposite
kept
happened
him.
with Adam Sandler. Like, a lot of people didn't like Adam Sandler, didn't think he was funny. At the time, Al Franken was one of the head writers. I think he might have been the #1 writer there.
Yeah.
And he would leave Adam Sandler out of sketches that he wrote on purpose because he didn't get it. He didn't get the like, like that, you know.
And why would he? Al Franken is
that culture's awful.
Al Franken is a totally different type of comedian. What was his
like
movie?
Like a smarter type of comedian.
But they're fucking...
If I can interject, if we're talking about cultures, like you got cancel culture, this culture, that the little acting clique culture to where Norman can't be on Saturday Night Live because he made somebody angry and he was abrasive on set. He didn't say goodbye when he left the room or whatever, right? And he made too many jokes about OJ. Like, you know, that kind of stuff's been around forever when you think about it. And it's usually just the people in charge of the product to begin with. Usually, I've never seen anybody thrown in jail yet. Anyhow, we'll see. Maybe somebody will. Maybe
that's
Alex
just kind of
Jones.
what you get when you have like corporate control of art and
yes.
entertainment. At the end of the day.
It's not about going to jail though, right? It's about losing your platform, which I think is worse than jail a lot of the times.
I kind of agree with what Jay Leno is saying because, like, I mean, you have people like what's the fucking guy's name? Like Seinfeld, who've been doing the same.
Oh yeah, Kramer.
Who've been doing the same routine for like 50 years, and it's like, at some point, you really gotta like adapt.
If I were him, I wouldn't stop. He sells out giant theaters still till this day. He's probably the richest stand-up comedian ever.
Seinfeld?
Yes.
He's over $1 billion, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Him up because I remember hearing about him like pissing and moaning about how he can't do his shtick with college students. It's like, listen, you know, if that's not your audience, that's not your audience.
He doesn't need it.
I remember that thing. He gets invited to colleges to say that the college sucks and that you all don't find me funny because you're stupid, and they pay him money. That's how rich he is. But you know what? He does have a point that his style of comedy isn't as funny as it could be because he's not allowed to push boundaries, right? But on the other end of it, if people don't like comedy that pushes boundaries right now, you're just in a cultural swing to where you just got to accept that comedy's going to be real awful for the next 5 or 6 years until people get tired of not laughing.
People don't like comedy that pushes boundaries. I think it's people don't like comedy that doesn't tactfully push boundaries. It's kind of like what Billy was saying, like starting comedians who don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they say the N-word and they get a bunch of laughs.
Oh yeah, for sure. Those kind of people.
You have to be brilliant.
I
think
like George Carlin were really fucking smart.
if you look at Jay Leno and his career has always been kind of being a suck ass to fit in where he can.
Oh man,
he started
fucked
out
David Letterman so hard.
Yeah, he started out like hardcore. He was a great comedian, right? But then he kind of honed. He softened his edges.
He started wearing denim outfits every day.
He found ways to get in and fit in to the point where NBC, felt like they could go with him for the Tonight Show because it would be a safer choice. And Letterman got ousted, and Letterman.
And then he ousted Conan again.
Yeah.
Decades later.
Yeah, Letterman and Conan are both guys that their edges aren't being softened. They're not gonna fit perfectly in that little corporate hole because they're not gonna bend or break to fit there. They're gonna give some pushback. Jay Leno, obviously, he is the type to change or die. So I can see why he's saying what he's saying. But Jay Leno never changed anything with his comedy. He just maintained the status quo. Letterman
He used to do Doritos
changed.
commercials.
Conan changed things with his comedy. Get that Dorito
Well,
money.
howdy. Let me guess. You've been waiting for Cool Ranch flavored Doritos, and I can't say I blame you.
This is when they just came out, Cool Ranch Doritos.
This is back when the Doritos were still lethal. At one point in time,
poke you in the
throat.
throat.
They had these. I got poked in the throat. Pokey hard corners that Doritos had to literally start rounding down. They had to round down their corn chip corners because they were murder weapons. They were
Creamy,
little
Cool
Cool
Ranch
Ranch knives in your throat.
And those ingredients, what are we talking there? Maybe a tomato, an onion or two? See, this is what you storytellers might call a cornucopia.
Look at that fucking ninja star in his hand. Don't. You're gonna cut yourself, Jay.
And no other crunch.
Don't put it in.
Can jumpstart your horse.
Cool Ranch flavored Doritos brand tortilla
Thought he was
chips.
gonna die.
One heck of a crunch.
I do miss those old Doritos, though. I wish I could go back in time and have some of those old mouth-cutting Doritos.
Chin Leno.
Yes, Blitzo knows.
Chin Leno for the win.
All I got that is I hate that commercial.
I remember these commercials when I was a kid. I think that was 1987.
You're not from Texas, you giant chin freak.
Doritos right now.
Big elongated chins are a sign of incest. It happened often with ancient royalty back in Britain.
He got that Habsburg.
Man, I wonder if
Got that
there's
blue blood chin.
royal incest porn, like they pretend like they're a bunch
painted on the,
of kings
like
and
a
queens and
fresco?
shit.
There has to be, right?
Probably.
There's got to be some fresco
there has to
that's
be,
just
like,
devoted to it.
There's too much. There's so much incest.
Yeah, I wonder.
It's just craziness. It's just craziness because everyone acts, because obviously it's not real. They're acting. They're not actually related. But it's crazy how much of that there is because no one admits to it. Almost nobody admits that that's what they're into as far as porn goes. But there's so much of it out there. There has to be.
If there
that many, a ton of people.
If somehow there isn't, I have a few names right now for movies that can be made. I'm going to go with God Shave the Queen.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to go with Fuckingham Palace.
Oh, Fuckingham Palace.
And I'm going to go with Princess Bai. That's not a good one.
What about
That's a funny one, but you chose the wrong royal person to make that joke about, unless you're intending to make a really offensive movie.
Oh, you could make the Chris Chan movie.
Princess Di in my arms
Please,
tonight.
God, no.
You know,
we already have that. That already exists, Ben.
The last time you were on was the day before the Chris Chan stuff came out.
I'm writing.
I told you all the he was evil and bad shit was happening. I remember I said something prophetic.
I'm writing a Chris Chan musical script that I'm going to star as Christine in, and I'm going to get big funding for it, and we're going to go probably A24 with the release.
There's so many mom and sister here. Like, it's unbelievable.
Whoa.
What's the difference between Black and Ebony?
You see, there's only one Chad state with MILF.
Ebony,
well, there's lots of lesbian, but I mean, look at Maine up there all by itself with this.
Ebony might be feminine, and Black might be masculine.
Okay.
So that might be
Why
the
does
difference there.
why does everyone in Alaska want to fuck their stepmom?
And then
There's not a lot of
Tennessee
people in Alaska.
and Arkansas
you know?
have cartoons.
Shout out to the Toontown.
In Nebraska.
And I think stepmom obviously would make sense in Alaska because there's like 4 men to every 1 woman.
Well, they
there.
had Sarah Palin as
So
their governor.
They got to share. Papa
Sarah
and
Palin.
Oh yeah, Nayland Palin.
Oh, okay. Probably just because there's enough porn parodies of Sarah Palin that it just like outnumbered the population that actually exists there.
I like how Hawaii looks like a fucking little spurt
And
of
it's
cum
Asian,
stain.
which is the state that has the most Asians in it.
You know what? That kind of makes sense. You know what? Being in Hawaii, considering how much tourism they get, I bet after a while you're like, man, I really like to see people who look like me once in a while.
I like how Rhode Island is a tiny little pink MILF dot.
Yeah.
Truly, just the Chad state.
That's a lot of lesbian porn going on here.
One little MILF dot, just boop.
I really don't trust anybody who takes the dick out of their porn. Like, what are you trying to prove?
I'm surprised there's not like bestiality over near Georgia.
You're like,
or
you
Florida.
think you're better than me or something?
Yeah.
Well, this is off of Pornhub, and I don't think they allow that on their site. So,
All right. Well,
I couldn't even search for DDLG the other day.
Yeah, you were saying
I got
that.
a warning
They were
message
treating you
that
like you
popped
were
up.
committing a crime.
Yes, I got to go home and I got to take a video of it to show you guys exactly how frightening it was.
It still does it, or are you going to do it again?
The last time I checked in front
wouldn't
of
do it
Joe,
again.
I'm going to do it because I did it once. I didn't do anything illegal.
You're gonna end up on a watch
They're
list.
working.
Put me on a
they're
watch
getting
list.
the subpoena right now.
I dare them.
It takes a couple days.
I dare
it's a
them.
weekend.
I'll fight the law and I'll win. I'll fight the law and I'll win. I'll go like fucking Larry Flint, dude.
You'll be
like
fucking
Christian.
Larry Flint
Out of his
dead.
wheelchair. Is he dead?
Yeah, I believe so.
Poor
Yeah,
son of
he's
a
super
bitch.
dead.
Yeah.
He's mega dead. He's been dead like for a while.
I'll fuck
He
him
died
back to
hard
life.
with a vengeance.
I'll fuck him so hard he crawls out of that grave and
You can
starts
still
running.
fuck him. He's dead, but that doesn't mean he's like non-corporeal. You could like find him and fuck him.
Morton
if you really
Daves
want.
V8 says some of us like a little story in our porn, Billy. Les porn has good plot. Yeah, because they have to write
Why
all that other
story,
shit
though?
to keep because they couldn't get a dick into it. So they got to write. The dick writes
I'm gonna
itself.
grab a drink. I don't understand.
All
See,
right.
I, you know, when it comes to story, just a tiny little seasoning is all you need. Just a little spice. That's it. You don't need to make a goddamn film. Like,
I missed the setup to that premise. What was
somebody was talking about story and
Yeah, there doesn't have to be a story.
Oh, there could be great stories too. Who knows? Who cares? Watch what you want to watch. There's enough of that shit out there. You can find something.
Okay, I'm back. Did I miss the conversation?
Yeah.
Damn.
We're about to
That
have
stinks.
a Lannister wedding.
Let's everyone like the stream, and we're going to check out the Streamlabs, and then we'll move on to the next thing.
Back to life, back to reality. Blitzo gave a big love. Thank you, Blitzo. Trashbot 264 says, what episode did Monty say he fucked both his parents?
I don't remember.
I don't know either. I have no idea. Good question.
where's Monty live? Maybe that's
He lives a little too close to both his parents. Dragon in the West says, I will have to thank the Canadian government for so many great science fiction shows. All of their actresses seem to be girl next door hot. Thanks, Hellbent, for that fact. Northern Perspective gave that big love. Thank you again. Anderson said, I've been on and off $5 patron for years. Just recently pledged $10 for the first time solely for the new series of Billy watching old DP. I can't wait for the Halloween episode where Billy will get to see Paul rip the manatee apart. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah, you should sign up for that because that'll be coming in a few weeks here. So.
Yeah, Scarlet Morbidity said home early because I overexerted and got delirious at work. Real nice to catch the stream tonight. Yeah, it's worked out perfectly because we usually don't do Sundays.
No.
Vanessa Barbie gave us that big with the poop. And Jocko said, haven't been able to catch a live show in a while. New job here. Take some of my beer distribution bucks. Ooh. Thank you. That catches us all up. I'm tall. And we'll, Poop Gang from Fixed Soul, that was said. We'll move forward.
Poop balls?
Poot Gang.
Poot.
All right, here's Oddities. Here we go. Whenever it starts.
I'm sorry.
Really quick, Prince Asor in the pleb chat said, I've never understood why all porn stars are such bad actors. Like, I prefer no plot just because anytime there's a plot, it's cringe. None of them can act. I think anybody who can act in a certain amount.
Tracy Lords became an actual actress.
Yeah, like there are good actors in porn. They're just few and far between, and there's so much porn that gets made.
Can act, but not everybody can direct.
That's not. I mean, that's not really true. There's a lot of people that just suck on camera. But the
all right.
The
I'll
idea
give in on that. You're right.
The idea that porn stars like. Okay, I was trying to get this fucking out before I got stepped on.
We can't say that porn stars are bad actors by default.
I got to get this out. People who think that they're good actors and have a potential career in Hollywood don't want to throw that away by doing porn because there's a stigma with porn in Hollywood. Okay, so if somebody and the worst thing about actors and actresses is they're fucking delusional. They all think they're going to be Marilyn Monroe or Cagney and Lacey. I don't know what the fuck that.
Cagney and Lacey.
I don't know what that means.
That was like a '80s sitcom.
Is Cagney a fucking man actor?
No. Cagney and Lacey were two women.
Is there a James Cagney? Is that the one?
James Cagney was an actor, but had nothing to do with the show Cagney and Lacey.
I actually had no. I didn't want to say Cagney and Lacey. I meant James Cagney. Okay. So yeah, they all think that they're some big time Hollywood star, even when they're working in a barista or a waiter in Hollywood. They have these delusions, and they're not going to go and use their modest acting skills in a porn movie because it will stigmatize them in future hiring. That's why we don't see better actors and actresses in pornography.
True. See, even like
Sylvester Stallone was in a porn back in the day.
See, I have to interject here because this is actually my profession. Okay, if you don't think porn acting is hard, you try taking a fat dick in your ass for like 3 hours and look like you're just having the greatest time of your.
But I haven't done that off camera either.
Yeah, that's a different skill set than plot acting.
You know what? It's acting. It's still acting because I guarantee you're going to be exhausted after like 30
It's a different skill set.
That is definitely acting.
It's a different skill set, though.
I'm an actor as well, and I agree.
It's a different skill set.
Being able to take a dick in your ass and pretend that you're enjoying it is definitely acting.
Nobody.
I would much rather
play the part, get into your role, everything.
Nobody is bringing up that aspect of the porn here. They're bringing up the talking aspect.
My vocal cords have given out, and I've coughed up blood while stitches were popping out of my body after having an operation. And I would still rather do that 100 more times than have a giant dick up my ass and then to have a nice smile on my face while it's going on.
Well, let alone 3 hours.
3 hours? Hey, no, my nightmares, maybe.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Actors can be real assholes, but you know what? That's okay.
You are what you eat, you know?
True.
Percocets.
Wait, we were talking about porn stars being human beings. Yeah, I love the porn stars. They're cool.
Agreed. I am one. Well, I'm a dog, but,
whatever. But it ain't what it ain't.
It ain't what it ain't. You know what? I played the wrong intro. We actually have something that we haven't done in a little while, so I'm going to play the intro for that. Here it comes. It's very exciting. I can't wait. All right, Billy, set the stage.
Oh my God, it's so spooky.
What's going on?
All right, so last night, Joe and myself and our friend Anastasia and Eugene and our friend Topher, who you met when we were at VidCon with Eugene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Topher, we all were on this.
I met him before that, actually. I've known him for a while.
Yeah. I just remember that time we hung out. We all went to a battleship in Bremerton. It's the USS Turner Joy. It was in the Tonkin incident.
The Gulf of Tonkin.
Yeah, the Gulf of Tonkin is
Yeah.
so it's like a historic battleship, huge fucking battleship. It's docked. It's been decommissioned for many years. We were staying on there because it was haunted, and there was a ghost hunter team on there with us. There was a ghost hunter team, and the guy like does ghost tours in Seattle, and he's taking us around the ship and showing us all the little haunted areas. And then he sits us down and we watch this pilot that he put together for a show basically where they put you in haunted areas butt-ass naked, and they put all the EKG things on you. They have you strapped in, literally tie a string around your dick so the ghost can like pull your dick if they're in the room.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, I mean,
Shut up, Ben. I'm trying to listen. Damn.
Okay.
Can we just say that porn stories are good?
It's the actual Naked and Afraid, right? So we were on this ship. We were locked in all night long. And Joe kind of went wild on the ship. There's some other clips that'll probably come out of that soon. Joe was butt-ass naked, pretending to get raped by a ghost. Everybody was laughing, but like there's scientists on board with the ghost hunters. The scientists and the ghost hunters are like, well, this is unusable. Maybe like a bonus credit scene. This is funny. This is hilarious. But we can't use this for our scientific event. And then other people got up and they did their little thing. And then it got late, 1 a.m., and we're stuck on this boat, so we have to sleep on this fucking naval ship. I can't fit anywhere, so I know I'm not getting any sleep. I'm staying up.
So you were out on the water?
We were floating on the water, but it was docked, right?
Oh, so you could get off of it.
But it's a museum. Because it's decommissioned, so we were locked in. The one guy,
I would not like that at all.
The one guy that ran the boat had us locked in. There was like a gate, so we could go out on the outside of the boat. We can go all the way up to the gate, and once we get to the gate, we're stuck at the gate, right? Unless you want to jump in the water and swim. There were weapons on the boat. There were all types of shit on the boat. It was a huge battleship. There was all types.
You should have gotten one of those first, man. You never know. You might have just
So you had a paranormal experience in this clip.
Yeah. Did you get both clips?
I have both clips.
Okay, so the first clip was a message I got this morning from a guy that was watching the stream last night.
Yeah, here it is.
Okay, so this is what he sent. He said, watched your video, think you may piss the spirit off. I turn up the volume where you can hear something say, hey, get out of here. All right? This is the video he put together. I just screen capped it.
So is there more to this actual?
You play the clip, yeah. Just play the clip.
Okay. How far into it are we gonna get?
I think this clip's not too long. It's almost over, right?
Okay.
So back
I
there,
saw these 3 ghost orbs.
back there, you could hear sound of what sounded like "Hey, get out of
Oh,
here."
did it already happen?
I think so. If you want to play it back a little
I was
bit,
listening.
You
for
missed
it.
the ghost,
yeah,
Ben?
it's
Really?
like
You
it's like a
didn't see
ghost
that? That was
voice, right?
horrifying.
Okay.
And this is just me on my cell phone live streaming. I didn't have any sort of ghost picking up equipment or anything, so it's very, very faint. So that's what he said was, "Hey, get out of here," right?
I heard something, but I didn't make out any actual words.
Yeah, so I got a little like weirded out when I first saw it because I could hear it very clearly when I first saw it, and I was like, "Well, fuck, I'm gonna go look at the original clip." So I went and got the original clip. We could play the next clip. This is the more fuller clip. You're right. I'm locked on a fucking ghost ship. I'm locked on a battleship overnight. Let the ghost possess me for content. All right, here we go. All right, ghost. This is me mocking the ghost. Come inside me. It's time.
Come inside you?
All right, ghost. Name ho merenge kyo. Name ho merenge kyo. I was mocking the ghost.
Wow, you're disgusting. How could you mock ghosts?
I thought that was real.
And then I heard that ding, and it scared me, right? I got shook. I was scared. And then I start to go quiet. And then in the quiet, this is where supposedly you could hear the voices.
Did it already happen?
I don't know.
It's very faint.
Yeah.
You need like
someone's boiling hot dogs.
You need an audio forensics expert.
Yeah,
to,
I sent the video clips to the ghost guys to see if they would be able to tighten it up or not. At the very end of this, I took the clip where I thought it was said, and I turned the gain up to like 48. So it's really loud at the end of this clip. So I don't know if you want to play that. Prepare for it to be really loud, but you might not want to play it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to blast out my eardrums.
Yeah. I say one more thing, and then that clip comes in. So cut it after I talk here.
I'll play too much.
Yeah, cut it now. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because then I turned it up way high to try and hear more of it. And I could kind of hear some stuff in there, but it's so quiet. So I got to get somebody to audio enhance. Do I think it was a ghost? Obviously, no, I don't believe in ghosts. Was I scared? I was a little shook, but I was alone on this giant ship, right? So it was unnerving.
Well, you weren't completely alone, right?
In this area, I was.
Okay.
Everybody had gone to sleep, and they were on the bow, the front of the boat. They were all like under the front of the boat, 2 layers down, like 200 yards the other way. You know, it was like, or whatever, 150 yards, or 150 feet. I don't know how big it was. It was big ass vessel, and I'm over here, and I'm just
you know, people could play IRL Among Us on this boat.
Yeah, we were. It scared us.
That sounds fun.
It was scary.
All right.
Whose skateboard is that behind me? Bart Simpson.
Back to oddities, and I'm gonna play the intro again because it's great.
All right.
It is a good intro.
Clee disappear. Clee disappear. Clee disappear. Clee disappear.
That voice gets me every time. Clee turn into a square sheep.
Here's
some people are living cartoons, and Cloud Guy is definitely one of them.
Yep. Yeah. Here's King Cobra getting a new shirt.
I got some cool shirts to show off.
Is he playing his music? It sounds like his music.
Some fans send me some sick shirts, and we're gonna unbox them. That's what's.
He's not even drunk yet.
Send a chorus to the PO box, which is in the description box below. If you want to check that out, send me some cool shit. Right. Speaking of which, I want to unbox this fan mail for you. Whoops, there we go.
Ben.
Yes.
Where are we going?
What the fuck is that fucking puppet in the background?
That's his.
Oh, that's his boyfriend.
Yeah.
Here, ladies and
I mean,
gentlemen.
that's his little. It's like a ventriloquist dummy. It's creepy.
That's pretty sick.
Look, he got it at a Halloween store, and he just really likes it.
That's Sean
What can you
Saunders.
say?
Look at what it says.
420
though.
blaze it.
You guys like weed
Yes.
and ninjas?
Black flame to white
We got
green
both
smoke.
those.
That's a pretty sweet shirt, man. Thank you for that.
What does that say, though?
Do we know what that
That,
says?
that definitely doesn't say smoke weed.
It says
probably says
rapist in
that-
Japanese, is what they're saying.
It's a fuck.
You know, actually, I kind of like that shirt. That's not too bad. I like to wear that at the airport. That'd be a good shirt to like wear around the airport or some
Smoking a
shit.
doobie. That's pretty sick, dude. That's pretty sick.
Rapist.
It's pretty
420
sick.
blaze it. We're 420 blaze it.
Sick, dude.
I love
Thank
the
you for
comments.
that.
They're nice.
I'm gonna put these in with the rest of my shirts.
That's a great shirt. Okay, what else?
What's up, fellow YouTubers? So
Why does this guy look like Ned Flanders?
the shirt shirt
like
with
planters were a catfish, but that joke has been made so many times. But it's still true. Look at his lips. His mouth is huge.
Writing on it. I'm not wearing that crap. You can fuck right off. One of my fans said, "Hey Cobra, I wouldn't wear that shirt."
This is where he finds out about it.
Fuck that shirt with the Japanese writing on it that I showed off in my last live stream. Fuck that shirt.
No,
I tore it up and threw it away. Because one of my fans said, "Cobra, that Japanese littering trends, it translates into rapist." And I'm like, what? No way. And when I looked it up, I was mortified and disgusted, dude.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
these assholes.
You should have got a patch. You should have got a patch and just put a patch over that part of the shirt because the rest of it's pretty lit.
Sick, dude.
I would have at least thrown it in the clothing donation bin. Somebody could use it.
Yeah, just take the sweet shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would buy that shirt and wear it.
Yeah, that shirt's pretty funny. Like, as long as you're not a rapist.
I would
but
wear it
even
to
if then
SakuraCon.
You were a proud rapist. I don't know. Look, most people aren't going to be able to read that part. That's the joke.
I would wear it to an anime convention.
Perfect.
I would just be like,
fit right in.
Oh.
The rest of my shirts.
You'd be invited to the hot tub party at the end.
Yeah, it's beyond fucking messed up. I don't speak Japanese. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I'm not fluent in the language or how they write their alphabets. You know what I'm saying?
Would Cobes be better or worse for our viewing pleasure if he just took the shirt and said, "Whatever, it's a cool looking shirt. I'm gonna wear it." Like, would that be worse off for us as a viewer?
He owns a hat. He owns a hat that is clearly rotting.
Yeah,
that hat is dying.
Yeah,
I've never seen upholstered.
I've never seen a hat
like a cool cowboy hat. That thing looks like it's dying.
Yeah, it looks like a living thing that is dying.
I'm glad someone told me about it before I went out and
fucking GoFundMe for that hat.
actually wore it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck rape. Fuck rape. YouTube.
Well, wait, that's what rape does. But if you fuck rape, then you're the rapist. Right? I don't understand. Maybe I shouldn't talk about Cobes that much. Repeating Cobes is a bad idea.
Here's a new person. I've never watched their videos before. We'll see what they do.
Talking about what I've been planning, what I've been doing. So
that's a good haircut.
Much, before I start discussing that, I just want to say follow me on Instagram and also Twitter. I use Instagram more. My Twitter is pretty dead at the moment. So, also subscribe to my other YouTube channel. It's called Flesh Dolly. The link will be in the bio.
It's called what?
It's mainly just going to be gaming videos and also ASMR tapping, but it won't be eating because I don't really like that. So yeah, pretty much. I've also been looking forward to.
They're saying they look like Daria's one friend.
Yeah, Creamsicle, is this just you with the mask off?
I was going to say that.
Billy, don't do me dirty like that, dog.
Let's look at two things.
Listen.
The voice,
this hair, this goes down to my big fat double D titties.
The voice and the glasses, though.
I'm not rocking that goddamn.
I'm sorry, Creamsicle. Look at your glasses. Let's compare the voice.
Okay, compare the voice. Do it. Let's do this.
To like a hot, rapey, freaking slim white chick.
You've said literally that exact thing.
I'm more.
You said that word for word.
No, it is not. Billy,
word for word.
Don't do me dirty like this, dude.
I think that this is you in a younger form before you grew the hair out and let it go natural. And you slid this in tonight to fuck with us as a face reveal, and you thought nobody would pick up on it. But I'm a super sleuther.
Listen, even when I was that young, I knew what Pantene was, okay?
Whoa, you can't use the Pro V. You can't use the Pro V defense
because
you're distracting. You're distracting from the truth.
They have like freaking big egos about looks or something. I don't know.
Oh my god, this guy sounds like an insult.
Yeah,
I feel
pretty much.
This person sounds like
I'm going to be having a lot of crazy videos coming up.
Oh boy, crazy videos, guys.
One of them
on YouTube.com.
Really crazy,
saying
but
this is
some person talking into a
Ben-
camera. They're going to be insane.
Ben, can we just play
You'll
the cutting the
believe it.
fat intro before this video? Because this is obviously Creamsicle.
Like,
I'm not fat
clay
though.
tits.
Yeah, listen to what they say here, because it gets pretty weird.
Gonna be like, I'm gonna have clay tits and a bra, and it's gonna lactate milk out.
It's gonna lactate milk out.
I'll probably like dance to some music.
Yeah, but why though?
But it's really nothing compared to some of the other crazy videos I'm gonna be having.
Never
in the
mind.
future.
They were going to have crazy videos.
so
Shut
yeah.
them out.
I don't like
make
that
sure to
fucking
stay tuned
smile,
for that.
dude.
And if I have anything
for sure
else to
silly
say, since this is just gonna be raw footage, since it's just on my phone, so also this channel is pretty much just gonna be animations and probably talking videos.
And by the way, I have the video, the clay tit lactating
Shut up.
video.
Well, you see,
No.
I've heard this speech 100 times. I'm about to make 100 crazy videos on YouTube, right?
It
But
happened.
I've never heard it followed up with, I'm making clay titties.
Yep. Here.
It's never something that's
I'm gonna turn this
that's-
down.
That is a crazy video. They're not a liar.
So, is this where the cream in Creamsicle comes from?
Ben, what the fuck am I watching?
You're watching
Huh?
somebody's creams.
I feel hold on. I feel like this is something I'm gonna have to tell my therapist next week.
You
like,
probably
this is-
should,
this is
yeah.
some fuck shit.
You're like, I was on Drunken Peasants and they found old videos of me and exposed them to the world.
I have to stand up and fix my webcam because it froze really
shit.
quick.
Yeah.
This has like Silence of the Lambs elements to it, but I can't quite connect it all. But the camera's definitely on point with it being on focus.
God.
At least they're in the bathtub. At least they had that.
I like
something like, now let's just do this in the living room.
I like
just
that we paused on
take
the
a
flat
mess.
chest and not the big old milky jugs.
I'm so fucking grateful that we that we didn't.
You
Also,
don't
for
like
of you
those?
saying- No.
You don't
I
like those
are not-
unnatural
Those are not mommy moo
leche gourds?
No.
Those luscious leches?
No. I don't like it at all.
He skewered and tortured
Oh.
hamsters and posted it on YouTube before getting arrested. Well, this story
yeah,
gets
fuck
worse.
this person.
Wait. That's this person?
Yeah, and that's the only reason I'm gonna stop comparing them to you.
Oh wow! Somebody
Okay,
should throw them
thank
into a fucking lawn
I
chipper
appreciate
then.
it, you know, because I do have pet rats.
I would very much love to just
Yeah.
take a screwdriver to this
I don't think
person
you'd
now.
ever do that.
No, they're
Oh,
sweet
I would do
boys.
that.
I wish I could show you them, but I'm in the process of moving and they're not here yet.
But I mean, you know, not on YouTube. I mean, in a video game way, right?
You just fucking ripped his headset off. Jesus.
Oh man, Ben's just completely broken.
We're getting the up close titty.
They're dead.
Listen,
They're dying.
listen.
It's just
This
you
is
and me
the-
right
this is
now.
This is the Milky that I want to see. Okay, he's getting some Ben action here. Now, if only he could make like Nicolas Cage and take the little piggies out. You know what I'm saying?
I don't follow you, but I appreciate your spirit.
Thank you. I'm trying to take those.
Oh,
little
Billy's
piggies.
getting a sip. It's dehydrating to do this kind of work.
Oh.
Hey, Billy. Can you hear us?
Are you back to the world of
Yes,
the...
we can hear
Okay,
you.
He can hear us.
Yeah, we can hear you. I just had to. Basically, everything kind of froze up for a second.
Do we have a hum still?
No,
or
I know.
is it
I feel
gone?
bad for you, dude. I hate it when that happens. And you got a way more complicated show
Yeah.
here than most people.
And I'm gonna. It's not gonna end our call, but we're gonna go
You got to
offline.
reboot it, don't you?
Not the whole computer, just our streaming software. So
Okay.
So
yeah.
so you'll still hear us, but the people watching, we're gonna.
So stay tuned.
All right.
Yeah,
So
eventually. You know, I think I have to. Fuck. I have to do something else too. So keep talking.
Is it over here in my lap or?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, are we still live?
Yeah, we're still
Yeah.
live.
We're still live.
You know what I found really funny, Billy? That you thought it was weird that my muzzle worked like that, but you were also one of the first people to admit to seeing that video on Twitter where somebody's muzzle definitely did work like that on a thing that was not a Coke can.
Oh yeah, huh? I forgot about that.
Selective memory, maybe. It happens. It's okay.
It's not even selective memory. I just don't retain information that doesn't
that's fair.
interest me. So
that's just rude.
I don't know. You seem pretty at attention.
at the time, I was impressed that you could do that through the muzzle, and then I was over it because it was just a moment of ingenuity where I thought, wow, someone made that to take a wiener through it. That's pretty cool. And then that was it. I didn't.
The way God intended it.
I didn't think about it ever again.
Most
I didn't
things are
think
built
about
like
it
that.
ever again.
All right, so we might go offline for just a second here, but we'll be right back, everybody. So just stick around. Oh no,
I'm Scottish royalty.
Oh, they can't
see me without my scarf.
Well, they saw you. There we go.
Oh no, I'm going to prison. Not again.
You're flashing the Drunken Peasants audience, dog. I mean, goddamn. That's my job.
That was just.
We're back.
Yeah, so we're back live.
Again.
Yeah.
DP's back.
Shit happens.
DP is back, and shit does happen.
The dog
Especially
is
on
here.
YouTube.
The show can now continue.
Yep.
That's an impressive set to run. That's the first time I've seen it mess up, and I've watched plenty of episodes. I don't know how I got an idea on how you set it up. You know what I mean? But if you asked me to set up somebody like call me up and say, "Hey, dude, you know BS and stuff. You set this up," I'd be like, I'd probably be messaging you immediately, being like, "Hey, Ben,
yeah,
can you answer me a few questions? Why do you use Skype again?" Those kind of things.
Why do you use Skype again?
I always figured for a very long time that Discord would work a lot easier, but I don't know how it would work with streams.
So there's a thing called NDI that Skype can use, but for some reason Discord has never decided to integrate it into the Discord platform. So and I've seen people request it as a feature in their forums before.
Maybe
on
it'll
Discord.
get there. Who knows?
It's been years. It shouldn't be that hard. It's like old technology now too. Basically, it allows it. Every call in Skype is treated as if it's its own separate stream with its own volume control and its own separate video. And I can create little boxes around the display here and decide who goes in what easily. Because back in the day, I used to have to go in and share the screen and clip it out multiple times and put things where they needed to go. And by the way, if you have low resolution, there's a gear at the bottom of the stream window here, and you can change it to 1080 and you'll get 1080, people. Just go down there, go to your settings and change the setting, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I know sometimes when, especially with streams, when they go offline for a little bit, it'll completely fuck your resolution settings.
Yeah. People who have it set to automatic, they have to go in and
fuck
manually
automatic.
change it.
Automatic is...
Yeah, if it says automatic, just assume it's 1440p.
I just turned
at all times.
my viewing screen. I just turned it to 1080p. Boy, was that a bad idea.
Why?
720, guys. You just can't have too clear of us. It's just...
It's
keep
like
it 720.
it's like how you can't stare God in the eyes.
Exactly. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah. What were we talking about before? Oh yeah, we were watching that weird stuff with the clay boobs. All right, and we were done with that anyway.
Then we learned about why you shouldn't like that person.
Yeah, I was busy, but I heard something about hamsters. Maybe she knows.
Yeah.
Maybe they know Isabella Jenke, because I heard they tortured hamsters too.
Seems to be along the same lines.
You see, it can't be me because I fucking hate hamsters. I really do.
I don't think this person loves hamsters either.
If you haven't already, please like the stream. We had the tech issues. Yeah, the tech issues took us down, so now's a good time to like the stream if you haven't already. Send us some love for our weekly goal. We're already at 17.66%. That's awesome.
Sunday.
On a Sunday. Go
on
figure.
A Sunday.
We don't normally do Sunday shows.
And if you're watching this and we're not live, just send us money to Streamlabs anyways, guys.
It's free to send them money in a sense. No, actually
In a
not
sense,
at all.
no, it's
But
not.
you can send them money.
It's completely
there's no,
free
like,
to send us
transaction
money. All it costs is money.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to
Pay the fee.
antagonism. Here we go.
Antagonism.
Yeah. Whenever it starts, it's been laggy lately. Like, wow, it's being really, really laggy right
If
now.
you stare into the abyss long
There you
enough, it stares into you.
Oh, hey, I don't think I can see this one.
Oh, I'll share it with you. My bad.
Thank you.
I should turn off that goddamn internet.
I don't know where to go.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. DP, are they going to touch me?
They're gonna touch you.
Beta!
Quality intro by Mitch DC. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Dumb
Oh my God, Trumpster Bob.
Yeah.
Looking more like a dumpster
Joe
slob.
Rogan is a dumb
I'm being
motherfucker.
censored. I'm being censored.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Is this
I'm being cancel cultured, Ben.
I thought this was the boss of Fallout 1 for a second.
I'm not sure, yeah.
All right.
I feel like this is some fucked up remake of David the Gnome.
Listen to what he says, though.
Joe Rogan is a dumb motherfucker.
You don't say, partner.
Joe Rogan is a dumb faggot motherfucker. And he's a sellout.
But you can't be both of those things. That doesn't make sense. I mean,
you can't be a
I guess you
sellout
could, but
and
not,
dumb?
No, I was thinking like the F word and MF word, but I guess
Chris
you could be
Chan.
bisexual, so yeah. I hate that I know that. No,
Yeah.
I must be ignorant and stupid, man. That was nice.
He's anti-American, anti-Christian, fucking bitch. That is Joe Rogan.
I'm anti-Trumpster Bob right now.
I don't like Joe Rogan.
Naughty
I don't like his fucking family. I got zero respect for his fucking mommy.
Okay.
Joe Rogan will be the example of somebody who should have been aborted or his daddy should have wore a fucking rubber.
I think I'm staring
That's
at one of those
my
right now,
opinion
actually.
of Joe fucked
How long
up
do you
Rogan.
think it took him to figure out that joke?
I mean,
I wouldn't even call it a joke.
How long?
Well, I mean, obviously that's a joke from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
us, it's just an insult for him. That's like,
How long until he realizes that the people who actually believe that about Joe Rogan would also still think Trumpster Bob would have it apply to him more than Joe Rogan? Like, you're more of a reason to advocate abortion and wearing condoms to prevent people from being on this earth. People who would think that Joe Rogan shouldn't be on this earth and his parents should have aborted and or wore condoms, and they're going to think Trumpster Bob is worse in that
it's
aspect.
kind of hard to hear about him saying that Joe Rogan is worthless when he's worth more than him by like tenfold. Not tenfold. That's being pretty ungenerous, isn't it?
See, listen,
Maybe 100
if there's one thing that I can tell that Trumpster Bob has a lot of, it's folds. So I don't think he's got him beat there.
He looks like the most fucked up mall Santa.
Oh man, it's like the mall Santa where the bad kids go. It's the mall Krampus.
Yeah, it's great. He dyed his damn beard to impress that girl. She's gone. He's letting it grow back out, and he just has this white truth peeking out of that face full of lies.
Why? Look, I got a couple gray hairs, man. You just gotta live with that or die the whole thing. You gotta commit to that. You know?
Yeah.
Or get a razor. Get a razor. That's what I did for my skull. My skull stopped cooperating.
Once
so the
you
razor
die,
came out to play.
You gotta touch it up at least 3 or 4 weeks ago, right? Like this is
That's not asking much.
This is at least a month past touch up time.
I wonder what he looks like without the beard. If he's so scared that he dyed his grayed out beard, but would refuse to shave it off, I wonder what lies beneath the hair tundra.
I don't know. I thought I remember seeing pictures of it, but I can't recall for sure. Probably haven't. Bob
looks
El
like a
Nomo.
testicle.
Bobby El Nomo. David the Gnome. Oh
man, don't do David the Gnome dirty like that. He died for you.
Did he die?
Yeah, at the end of the show.
I don't know. That's sad.
Yeah, the last episode of David the Gnome hit hard. Like he goes off and dies.
That's the Spaniards right there.
And of old age. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen David the Gnome yet, I mean that's an old show.
Hey Ben,
that is an old show. Who the hell's just now figuring out about David the fucking Gnome?
We have to take this podcast down and delete the VOD.
Wow.
Why?
Hellbent spoiled the ending to David the Gnome.
Oh, I don't care.
What?
Thank you.
Bitch couldn't beat me in a debate about any goddamn thing.
Dude,
For
is
the
it
rest
me or
of
does
his
this guy look
entire
like he's just got
fucking existence.
mad fucking boogies
This is how
up there?
stupid this motherfucker is.
Ew.
Just crazy,
And you
just
think
crazy boogies chilling
that I
out
got
there.
respect for Joe fucked up Rogan? Wrong.
We heard him. You
got
don't
me
like Joe
cut
Rogan.
wrong.
I get it.
He looks extra fat holding this camera.
It's
on
a
his
bad
belly.
angle. It's a
a
very bad
horrible
angle.
angle.
Yeah.
He looks like that interview with Biggie Smalls before Biggie died, where he's like, more money, more problems.
Yeah.
So happy, happy, happy. Positive, positive, positive. Celebrate, celebrate it. Joy, joy, life,
Cocaine,
liberty, pursuit of
cocaine,
happiness.
pills.
But then you have to
Opioids,
spotlight the
opioids,
cockroaches.
Let's go.
This is Ted Nugent?
Yep.
And I'm afraid the United States government is infested with horrible, horrible oath-violating.
I don't think this is how positivity works. You can't just posy bomb
Wait,
somebody
Oath violating. Oath
so you
violating.
can say
Wasn't
shit.
This guy a fucking draft dodger?
Oof.
Oh, yes.
He loves guns. Why would he want to go to war?
Using cockroaches. You know it. I know it. Even they know it.
That's like a Trumpism. They know it. I know it. Everybody knows it.
So, my friends in the U.S. Marshal Service, shouldn't you be arresting people for treason? Kamala Harris, shouldn't you? Joe Biden, refusing to secure our borders, orchestrating an invasion, arming our enemy. If that's not treason, what is treason?
Huh?
It's hard to talk
This
with
guy
fake
sounds like
teeth. I
George Bush,
understand.
the way he always whistles his S's.
Oh, God. I hate it when that happens.
Treason.
Treason.
That's not how you're to talk. That's right there.
Long face. I can't do the whistle ass.
Treason.
I can't either. Like,
And here's
maybe
another
if
one.
I got a really dry mouth.
650,000 deaths due to COVID. Bullshit! So nobody died of anything except the Wuhan virus this year or last year. Bullshit!
How many people die a year? Is it only 650,000?
People get run over by a truck. COVID. Bullshit!
There was probably more people dying last year because of COVID. But there were less other things because people were on the road less, so there were less traffic fatalities, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and people were
Fact-checkers
dying.
are bullshitters. CDC bullshit. FDA bullshit. WHO enemy bullshit.
Yeah, and there's
So I said like all gun people aren't screwed up.
there were
They make it hard
3.4.
It makes it hard for me to defend it sometimes. You know what I mean? That's frustrating.
There were 3.4 total million deaths total in 2020. So his 650,000 COVID thing would not account for all deaths. So there were more deaths than the 650,000 you're bitching
You can just
about.
count the car accident deaths next to the other deaths and just hash it out. Were there more or less deaths, right? It's pretty simple. I don't know. Maybe I'm
media.
just a fool, but
Bullshit.
Why is this dude? Hold on. I know who he looks like right now. This dude looks like the fucking mayor of Whoville from the live action movie of The Grinch.
oh yeah, I see it.
God damn.
Tell
He's got a
your
little soul
elected
patch going.
employees that you know
Is he going to give us some roast beast?
Oh, I got Spexo talking about us again.
Oh.
Have you found that there's been more drama recently since your channel got more traction?
The drama was mostly on Twitter. I never had any real drama. I had what's it called? Like the leftists. I don't know if you know who the
Drunken Peasants, right?
Yeah. The Drunken Peasants are like obsessed with me, right?
We're
obsessed.
Not
Yeah, I'm
you
a
this.
hardcore
His
leftist.
I love, dude. This is gonna get deeper and deeper, because now, we're 3 overlays deep on the screen. This
is fantastic.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
It's like a gangbang.
I hate to like flex this, but like as the manager of the DP Discord, by the way, join the Discord.
Yes, join the Discord. Link in the description.
Yeah, join the Discord. Who's this person?
He's Nick Fuentes fanboy.
Oh.
That's
So now
all I
we
need to
have
know.
I don't know
us.
because I figured
us.
if I managed the community, like if we were gonna be obsessed with somebody, like I would probably.
You should
catch
know.
on
Yeah,
to
you're
that.
really fucking up right now.
I feel like I would be in the loop a little bit.
Yeah. Let's stop derailing because you don't do your fucking homework, and we'll get back to the show.
Yeah, because this is us reacting to us, reacting to him at this point.
Counter argument immediately after that argument that the molestation of the Catholic Church was highly outnumbered. You're full of lies, dude. That's all you are, and you want to come at us and say that we are whatever we are. Call it what you want. We're shit talkers.
He's Catholic.
We're funny guys.
He's Catholic because that's the trendy religion that him and his white nationalist buddies.
I like how behind me right now is the screen that he has behind him, but it's on my TV smaller.
And there's 2 of him on the screen also.
Yeah.
This is just going to keep happening.
This is getting so fucking meta right now.
Yeah, GG, Papa. I hope your morality works out for you. I hope one of your kids grows up to be super gay and happy.
I talk about like my life and like how I came to politics and how I like I guess came to God and stuff from, because I was the epitome of everything that I now hate, which I think my experience with like drugs and with promiscuity and all of that stuff or whatever has led me to have such strong feelings against it.
Promiscuity. Listen, if there's anything that acts like a pussy repellent, it's that beard and that haircut. I gotta say.
Well, he's got a
If
wife,
you can't handle
so
your alcohol, that doesn't make everybody.
he's got a wife and kids, so it's whatever.
You'd think he'd like Biden, the first Catholic president in a very, very long time.
I mean, who the hell was the last Catholic president?
Kennedy.
Yeah.
Bang bang.
Because I've been to that like dark side. I know the effect that it has on like your soul and how like you go into such a deep dark place and stuff, you know. And kind of ironic because
if the CIA had to take out Biden like they had to take out JFK, they could just give him the cough now, and that would be easier than a grassy knoll second
peasants talk
shooter.
about me like, oh, I must be super depressed now. I must be like in this dark
good
place
idea,
and hate
Billy.
myself because I'm a right wing crazy person or
Right,
whatever. But it's
right.
like when I was,
It's not even the right wing. It's the like white nationalism and the denial of that exists, and then the denial of molestation being rampant in the Catholic Church, downplaying that and acting like that isn't that much.
Oh.
Oh, he's doing the classic the Milo Yiannopoulos maneuver.
That'd be like me saying, I love Diablo 2, and then if somebody said, do you like Activision? Me saying, oh, yeah, I guess. No, like, they did bad stuff.
when I was like,
oh no, that isn't even the same thing.
That's
That's just
libertarian
impossible
who
for me to
like was
understand
fine with
some of
everything
this.
as long as it's not affecting my personal life. That's when I was like depressed.
Man, I can never really get over these people who like worry themselves so much about what other people do in their personal lives. Like, get a fucking hobby.
His hobby is
Well, I mean,
simping
you
for
know,
Nick Fuentes.
God. He blocked me
Yeah.
on Twitter after I told him that I wasn't a cat girl, but I was a dog. But
Well, he
I
got
don't
banned for life from Twitter, so it doesn't matter now.
Good.
Yeah.
I only know who he is because he reminds me of the Brahm puppet from that one movie I saw on Netflix. I think it was called Brahm the Puppet.
Spexo will not be responding to this video.
Of course he will.
Nothing of substance was said.
Listen, if I'm in the video, I'm a fucking bisexual trans furry. Like, of course, you know, I'm everything.
I mean, say whatever you want about me. It's like it's a Catholic thing on YouTube. What do I care? Was God going to stop me? No. All right. I'll just keep going on then. And you can keep going on too. But to be upset about it, that's silly.
Yeah, that's a little goofy.
In fact, I think the Bible has a few words about being upset over stuff like that. And then they're like a sin about being wrathful too.
Probably.
So, yeah.
Turn the other
If you got your
cheek, all
Catholic
types of
YouTube
stuff,
channel-
but it doesn't matter because they'll find another page in the Bible that makes them think they're right. That's the best thing
Yeah.
about the stupid user manual people have.
Yeah, the contradictory user manual.
Yeah.
More like illiteracy. I've read the Bible. It's not like the most well put together book ever, but I quote it.
That's because
all
it was
the time.
several
There's
different
lessons in
books
it.
that they all put together, and they left out a bunch of other ones that didn't fit
And they
their
edited
narrative.
out the Old Testament, yeah. And
If
I like the Old Testament.
if
Old
George
Testament's a
Hard R.
fun read.
Martin wrote the Bible, it'd be way better.
There were other gospels. There were gospels known as Gnostic gospels that don't talk about the divinity of Jesus, or they don't talk about like the church and stuff like that. So those were left out.
Yeah, who needs those?
George Hard R. Martin.
So I really love I really love seeing some jackass in front of a green screen tell me about like morality and the ultimate creator that owns us all. It really fills me with inspiration and joy, and I really feel bad that you may have possibly made him cry at night with your mean words of disagreement. So
little baby.
if he wants to, I'll apologize on your behalf, because it'll be really important to him.
Not
I
for
want him
me.
to be heard. Not for you. Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? No. Okay, well, I won't do anything then. Maybe God will do something.
Maybe he'll cry into his pillow at night.
That's probably the only option he's got.
Please.
He could bite his pillow at night.
Ooh,
I mean,
maybe.
That was his past
You see,
life.
I would make an innuendo, but like, no.
So
No, thanks.
what I was gonna say earlier when Spexo said that he looks back at the way his life was, and that's why he hates the debauchery. That's why he hates all the kinky, slutty people. He hates that. Just because it didn't work for you doesn't mean it doesn't work. And yeah, you went out there, you had your promiscuity and all your little shit, and it never fulfilled you. But that's because you weren't good at it. If you were good at it, you'd still be doing it. You wouldn't be sucking off the fucking Pope's junk,
Well, Billy,
loser.
To me, it sounds like
Also,
the
if
guy
I may
went out
have
and was a
an
bad person and then used Catholicism to justify all of his bad deeds.
That's what he would
so
say.
could
Yes, you're
feel
saying
as
what
a
he
good
would say.
person.
That's exactly what he would say. You're saying his argument. Yes, that's what
Yeah,
he says.
Yeah.
He's,
I
that's
feel
ridiculous.
like people like him don't really have a lot of fun in kink, because kink has a very much required understanding of boundaries and consent, and people like him have no respect for either one of those things.
I don't have respect for boundaries and consent either, though, and I'm the kinkiest person ever. I'm the number one
Oh,
kinkiest
man.
person of all time, and I do
The
not
guy
respect
couldn't handle-
boundaries.
the guy couldn't handle
And I
going
do
to bars
not
and having a
respect
good
consent.
time.
There is a
Now we're all
boundary
equal.
though. There you do have a boundary.
Do I have a boundary?
Yeah, it's Pornhub. They let a boundary.
They really fucking disrespected my
Yeah,
boundary.
yeah.
Or they put up a boundary.
Yeah, they put up the
But you know what
boundary.
I did? You know what I did?
They
I
put
just
up a boundary too on me.
I just
if
went to
took
red hole and typed in red hole, and I went to type DDLG and red hole. I think that's a porn site, red hole. I don't know.
It's
sounds
like one.
Sounds like one where you find a.
I'll
certain
go
ant
type
in a
in
small
stuff you
flash
say
drive.
right away. That'll end well for me.
Yeah. If anybody else trying to type DDLG into Pornhub search on Roku and get a freaking warning
Man, I
message?
wouldn't even type that into Google. I don't know what that means, and you know what? That's good. We'll leave it at that.
It's like daddy daughter role playing.
I'm not king shaming. I'm just saying what I like.
It's daddy dom little girl, and
It's like role playing.
It's pretty much where you find some woman with a fucking stuffed animal in her hand, and she's wearing pink, and she's getting slapped around while she blows her awkwardly
Hey,
shapen
see, I
fucking
couldn't
lover.
do that. That would mess my head up. I'd be crying afterwards.
Not me.
I don't like that.
I just like the
I'm
color
the one who
pink.
needs the blankie. That's
most
awful.
most porn, the girls are like in some dusty ass hotel getting railed, maybe like a Las Vegas hotel. It always looks
Listen,
like
I
some.
was in a very nice hotel when I was getting railed.
I would rather
How
see
nice
a
was it
dusty,
though?
dirty
Was
hotel
it
than
was it
Hannah
decorated?
Montana
Was the
shit or
decor was the decor fashionable, or was it some fucking carbon copy hotel room looking hotel? Describe it. Describe. Pretty nice sounds fucking pretty boring to me. Describe the decor.
Well, we had a lot of LED lights going up. We had some different colored lamps. was fun.
That was in the hotel? They had those, the LEDs set up in the hotel?
No, I mean, we brought our own.
Of course, yeah. You added to the scene. It doesn't mean the fucking hotel room was good. It means you knew it
Well, yeah, I
sucked.
don't expect
You
the
knew it
hotel
sucked.
room
You
to
brought
fucking film that
LEDs.
shit for me if I'm gonna
You
film
brought
pornography.
LEDs. You knew it sucked.
Listen.
I'm like, why am I going to listen? I keep proving you wrong. I'm on a roll here like butter.
That's not keto.
Butter is, not the roll.
So you're just the butter in this analogy, not the roll part.
I'm on a
The
roll.
roll's
Yeah.
like the-
I'm not the fucking roll. I'm on the roll. I'm like butter.
So what's the roll in this metaphor?
My pussy?
I'm
Oh,
on a
shit.
roll. I'm the delicious,
sorry, I shouldn't have
pure,
said that.
You got
buttery
smoked.
topping. The roll is
You got
secondary.
smoked like a cheap cigar,
Nobody says, "Ooh, I want roll." They say, "Pass me that butter. I got this roll." And they're like slathering
one
butter
time-
on this roll, and they're like the butter's melting down the roll, and you're like, "Oh, this butter's getting on my fingers. I'm gonna lick this butter clean." Nobody's
But
like,
you just
"Ooh,
told me not to be judgmental, right?
roll."
You know,
Some
you're
people might
talking
be
to a
into
dog here.
rolls.
Peanut butter and licking stuff is, that's my forte.
If you don't tell me I told you not to be judgmental. If you listened to me when I told you something, we wouldn't be having this argument. Okay?
That is true. If I listened to you beforehand, I wouldn't have been judgmental just now.
You can't pick and choose when I can tell you something and when you can listen. That's unfair.
You are right, but I don't want to say it.
I appreciate that. You don't have to.
Okay, thank you. At least we're not like Alex Jones. At least we're committed to our lies.
We're committed to our psychosis.
Yeah. Well, at least if we get brought to court for this, we could probably make it through the deposition better.
I like if I should be a lawyer because I love arguing in court, but I don't like having my life on the line when I do. Like it's a little unnerving when you're having to defend yourself in a courtroom. But if I was defending other people, I'd be like, oh yeah, dude, I'll probably get everybody free because I don't care whether or not they walk away free. I would just go off. Me though, I always want to walk away free, so I get a little nervous.
No, you have to at least have the image of trying your best because
I would be trying my best. Yeah, I'd be doing my methods the best way possible, but I knew I'd get to walk out there regardless.
you have to have like credentials and pass a bar.
Of course, yeah. I shouldn't just walk in and be a
Like,
lawyer.
all your clients held in contempt of court because you keep arguing with like the magistrate. Then
My cousin Billy. Exactly, my cousin Billy. It'd be like, that's so stupid.
two Utes.
These two Utes. That's sick. Yeah, Billy is probably more of a baguette. What is that? No, I'm the butter. Sillies.
You're a baguette.
I had nothing to do with the bread. I'm the butter.
You are kind of a baguette sometimes.
Oh my god.
You the bread.
Rye.
I'm the butter.
You the bread.
I'm the butter.
You the bread.
You're
I'm
Lisa
the butter.
Croissant.
You the bread.
Hey,
That's not keto.
you know I'm the butter because I'm on a roll tonight. Second time I used that joke unapologetically.
It's even funnier the second time.
Hawkeye
Here's
Pooch
the
says
third
the
time.
bread is the only reason to have the butter. Look,
That's a good point.
next time you go out to bread, just eat the bread then. Why put the butter on it? The butter is here's the thing. The butter is the butter is the butter. There's not a lot of variations with butter. Butter is butter. Salted,
margarine.
unsalted.
No, there's
sometimes you
different
get
types of
ghee.
butter.
Yeah, but it's not that
Yeah.
it's not that
There's
different.
like whipped butter. There's like garlic butter.
Well,
This
that's
is
when you
place
start adding
near
a
the
lot of
CVS that
other
sells
things
butter
to
that
it.
makes you sleepy.
I mean, butter has other stuff added to it.
But bread is
now now that we've mentioned other types of butter, he's gonna shift the goalpost to where like that's not actually what he was saying.
when you think bread and butter, you don't think, well, sure, you can dress up the butter, but the bread, you don't know what type of bread you're going to get. You can pretty much assume what type of butter you're going to
Here
get.
comes the Billy shift.
It's true.
Okay, so what's the roll again?
You shifted. You went and you said, here's 3 occurrences where butter isn't just butter.
I only named a few. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
but
more.
that's very rare. It's not rare when you have 7 different types of bread. If you go out to a
There's all different types
I
of
gotta say,
butter.
If you live
you
a
go-
life where garlic butter is rare, it's not worth living.
If you go out to 7 different restaurants that serve bread and butter, there's a good chance you get 7 different types of bread at those 7 different types of restaurants. It's not that good of a chance you'll get 7 different types of butter or even 3 different types of butter. If you get 2 different types of butter,
now Billy's arguing from personal assertion, right?
I don't think it's personal. I think this
I
is
go to different restaurants.
I think this is statistical. I think if you looked at that and you looked at the butter and
Can you show me the statistics?
No, because
okay.
it's based.
Well, there you go. Don't say statistical when there's no statistics on it.
Okay, I think it could be assumed.
I need to know the name of the restaurant so I can look up.
The first restaurant is "fuck you," "you're dumb," "eat shit," "fuck you," "fuck you," and butter.
Fuck you and butter.
Go
Okay,
look it
got
up.
All that. Can you say that a second time for me? I think
No.
I may have messed up on the first one. No, it's also on there. Okay, got no. At the end.
I gave you
do it one more
guys
time, though, the whole thing?
concrete proof, and you want to you want to argue.
Not concrete.
You want to
You
argue.
want to argue. You know what? For someone who's contrarian, you really hate when people argue against your contrarian positions. I've never seen someone who is contrarian that gets offended.
I'm
when
not
people
even
argue.
contrarian. I just look at things from all angles
That
because
is
it
not
makes
true.
it makes me a better person not to accept my bias right off the bat.
Okay.
I'd say no matter how you spread it, that was a good metaphor, Billy.
Can you name 7 types of butter before I name 7 types of bread?
I'll name butter, but you'll
wheat
say that they're
butter,
not really butter.
Margarine, butter.
Margarine's definitely not butter. Margarine's definitely
What
not
about
butter.
apple butter? What about
Apple
almond
butter's
butter?
a good butter, but it's not really butter, right?
I knew you were going to do this.
But isn't apple
You're
butter
so
more like a
predictable.
marmalade?
It's a butter.
No, it has butter in the name.
No, apple butter is nothing like marmalade. Marmalade's a lot thicker.
When you go to a restaurant, you get bread and butter.
Now
How
we're gonna
often?
talk-
How often
Now
do you
we're
get
gonna
these?
talk about statistics which don't exist that we can't go look at.
Oh my! It's based on your experience. I can name one restaurant.
I don't care about
I can name one restaurant I've been to with you where they had as their bread and butter option a butter other than regular butter.
Uh-huh.
And that was
Any seasoning in butter, it becomes that butter plus the seasoning.
of course.
And
But
it's
how
just-
often
and it's
do
the
they
same with
do
bread.
that? at
You
a-
use different types of yeast. You use different types of.
But how often do they do that at a fucking restaurant with bread and butter?
Piss on the loaf and send it to you and make a new type.
I'm being gaslighted, aren't I?
No.
I think I'm being
Yes,
gaslighted.
I'm gaslighting you on purpose because I know you'll fail if I do it.
Everybody knows what I'm saying is true. And
Every time you get gaslighted, you submit and say something that destroys yourself, and I do it to you on purpose to drive you crazy. I don't want to keep you up at night personally.
you
That's
guys
my
were
dream.
blown away by my hilarious joke about being on a roll, and now you want to derail me because you want me to be on the roll anymore.
Now he's making up conspiracy theories.
You want to get me off that roll because you realized I was the butter, and you can't just let
Okay,
a
Billy
you can't
Jones.
just let a butter melt. That's
the
the problem.
baguette.
You can't just let a butter melt. You gotta just let a butter melt.
We're letting a butter mold right now, if anything.
I don't know what molding means. Is that a bird thing?
No, that's malting.
Oh, okay.
The same buttered rolls aren't
no,
a
that's
conspiracy.
Yeah, Chet Lemon, thank you. People are trying to cancel my butter joke, and that is sad.
It's cancel culture. We need to
Wow.
get Jay Leno on here to tell us how we can change.
I don't want to cause your joke to not spread, but I think it could use a little bit more flavor.
Oh yeah, these are all actual dairy types of butter.
Yeah, that's a good list. Semen butter, Amish butter, those are good. I don't like margarine, but
Margarine is margarine is like Miracle Whip tomato.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good list of butters, though. But I could have named off 10 breads in 10 seconds.
That doesn't matter how fast you can name them.
I'm just saying.
No, you're saying that it matters
how?
how fast you can name them.
I'm just saying
How does me being smart matters than being right?
When you think of bread and butter, you're pretty much assuming one type of butter.
I know you are, not me.
Listen, what about
the majority?
When I go to
can't
different
believe that
restaurants,
it isn't
okay,
butter.
so there's a French restaurant I always
Yeah.
go to, and it's salty, more solid butter, but it's pure dairy butter. And then there's other places I go where it's creamy, whipped, garlicky butter. And then I've been to other places where there's a little bit of sugar in it. It's kind of sweet. I never know what butter to
I'm gonna
expect.
cook,
There's
and
all
then they
different
got
types
the
of butter.
salted butter
This-
and then the unsalted butter.
This
Those
is
are
coming-
different
Never know
types
what
of
kind of
butter.
butter to
This is
expect.
coming from somebody who spends $300 on aperitifs.
See now.
I've been to a grocery
now he's
store.
when the argument is lost, the loser resorts to slander.
I'm just showing the people.
You should have learned from Alex
When the
Jones.
when the argument is lost, the loser resorts to
This is
slander.
the 1% telling the 99 how to eat their butter, and it's just
I'm not telling you
how
how to eat the butter. I'm
it's
saying you're
just
not butter.
how real people
No,
live.
Billy, you're the one telling us how to eat the bread.
Oh, Billy, I think I know
Wow.
what side
Ooh,
your bread
ghee.
is buttered
That's
on
good
now.
Ghee was listed earlier. I brought up ghee in the very beginning.
Oh, whatever, you liar.
Oh my God! You think I don't understand butter? You think I'm some butter-free human being? I'm born in the butter.
Irish butter, Kerrygold Irish butter.
I like that's the one I buy usually when I buy butter. As I buy Kerrygold Irish, I usually buy the salted Kerrygold Irish. Really quick. I just want to point out that butter is wonderful.
Butter is like the ketchup to the fries as it is to bread.
Yeah, butter isn't just bread though. It's just bread and butter is the traditional thing. Buttered popcorn, butter as a cooking element, as the oil base when you fry something. It's got so many good uses, guys.
Today's episode was brought to you by your local dairy farm.
Yeah, can we get the goddamn butter industry in on this?
Today's episode was brought to you by Land O'Lakes
Big Butter. We're run by
This
Big
episode was
Butter.
brought to you by Tactical Butter.
I'm bought and paid for by Big Butter. Big Butter. Shit.
Big Butter.
You're in bed
Big
with
butter.
Big
Being in
Brother,
bed
Big
with Big
Butter.
Butter
What's
is
the
hard.
difference?
Big Butter
Saying
is
that's a tongue
watching
twister.
you.
I think we're gonna end the show in just a second here. Anything, Hellbent or Creamsicle, you want to mention before we? Anything you want to promote?
Okay, you can go first, Hellbent.
Oh, hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I stream video games. It's nothing too fancy. You look up Hellbent, you'll see a little devil icon. If you want to see stuff like Diablo 2 or Castlevania Area of Sorrow or any new or old stuff, it's variety. It's not like just, Minecraft all the time. I'll probably play something that you'll find boring. But if you're into that kind of stuff, that's what I do on the side. Other than that, it's all acting projects I can't talk about.
Oh, wow.
How about you?
Well, if you want to support me, you can follow me on Twitter at CreamsiclePup. You'll find a lot of pornography, or you can join my Discord server as well as the Drunken Peasants Discord server. Mine is discord.gg/yif. So yeah, if you like furry shit, go there. Come say hi to me. I'm really active in the server. Sometimes I stream myself playing video games. Yeah, thank you for having me on again. I really appreciate
Thank you
it.
guys.
Sorry.
Thank you guys for hanging and
It was good
adding,
meeting you,
adding to the
Creamsicle.
conversation. Really
It was nice
quick,
meeting you too, Hellbent.
everybody watching, we will be back on the 8th.
Yep. So
A little bit of a break. I want to challenge you guys during this break. I want you next time you go out to eat.
Are we still going to talk about the butter
Next time you
thing?
go out to eat, take a picture of your bread, take a picture of your butter, okay? And do that for like the next 7 times you go out. Because I'm of the scientific mind. Ben was right. I didn't have the statistical facts.
These will not be.
This is a small
adequate
sample.
statistics.
This is a small sample, but it's a sample nonetheless. And this is going to get the
no, I
ball
reject
rolling.
this.
This is going to get the ball rolling. It might even get the roll buttering. We don't know.
We're gonna
Take a
solve
picture of your
global
bread
warming
option,
and
your
world
butter
hunger.
option, and key in mind the
spreads of the
restaurant you
knife.
got it from.
Talk about bourgeois shit. You think these people are going to go out to dinner 7 times in a week?
I'm not saying that start it though. Start it.
Wow,
Start
Billy,
it now,
you're just
guys.
not in touch with the common man.
This is a long-term look. If this study
Yo,
doesn't
just
end,
not in touch with the common
if
man.
this study
Now
doesn't
you're
end
telling me
in 1
this.
year, I will keep it going because I care this much about the facts. I need the statistical analysis, not for me, for us.
Good night, everybody.
us. Good night.
Have a great
Good night,
one.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
In the beginning, there was nothing, and then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.